What's up, everyone? We are live for another episode of Spin from the Real, and once again, I am Matt, and joining me as always is the personality himself, Chris Anthony Lopez.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? I mean, it's Monday. It's real rainy out here in Oklahoma, which isn't it doesn't happen too often. So the mood over here is a little somber. But we're out here rocking, talking some schmodown. Man, nothing crazy happened last week, so I have no idea why we're doing this show today.
Nothing crazy at all. Nothing crazy at all.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
But no. Before we get to all last week's fun stuff, we got to bring in someone who's kind of become like the featured player on here. He's not a part of the show, but he's welcome on the show whenever, and we love having him on here. And that is Suge himself. How you doing, Suge?
What's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on, you guys? Thank you for having me on once again. Appreciate both of you, man. Love hanging out with you guys, talking schmodown. We got to hang out and watch the live event on Friday together. It was awesome time. Mm-hmm. So I can't wait to talk about it because there's some crazy stuff that happened. But yeah, I'm here to hang out with you guys and talk schmodown because that's what I love to do.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
But we're not the only people that like to just hang out and talk schmodown in our group. There are two other guys that we've become very close with over the last couple months. And that is none other than Quiz Show and Brandon Buck. What's up, guys?
Jeff Show. GB, Brandon Buck, what's up?
Why do you call him Jeff Show? Like, are you just lazy and you don't want to say either name, so you just combine the two?
You can't say lazy because, look, Quiz Show is 2 syllables. Jeff Show is 2 syllables. Jeff is 1 syllable. If he wanted to be lazy, he would just say Jeff.
Hey, no, Jeff, how about you shut the fuck up?
Hey, how about you shut the fuck up?
Okay, those are 2 F-bombs. I only get 2 per show, and y'all just use them. So, I mean, that's how we're doing it today. But I call him Jeff Show because it's different. I might have called him Jeff Show on accident one time, and I just kept. I just rock with it.
Lopez way of doing things.
I just rock with it. Jeff Show's the way to go. I haven't got my autograph from earlier. I was listening to y'all earlier. I didn't get my autograph in the DMs. Jeff Show, come on now.
Wait, I'll do it right now. Just give me.
Thank you.
But no, we brought Brandon and Quiz Show on here for a reason, and that's because. We the past few live events we had this group chat going on. We like talking and just kicking it, and we both do it, and we all do it 2 after shows. Chris and I let's spin from the real. Suge's kind of doing his freelance thing, and then Brandon and Quiz Show have Schmo Me the Money.
Schmo Me the Money every Tuesday,
and we kind of wanted to announce something that we're going to be doing strictly. And keep in mind, this is going to be strictly about the live events.
Did he freeze?
Schmo Me the Real featuring Suge.
I love that Suge's is tacked onto that. Schmo Me the Real, baby. A little crossover ski, some synergy between shows after every pay-per-view. It's not every week, so we got like a week off, a month. But Schmo Me the Real after every pay-per-view. They're gonna get all the Infinity Stones together. I, of course, being the Power Stone. I'll let y'all decide which one y'all are. But hell yeah, Schmo Me the Real.
I'm pretty sure with that lighting, Quiz Show's the Power Stone. Oh no, excuse me. I got my colors mixed up.
If anything, he's the Soul Stone.
He's the Soul Stone. Yeah, I got my shit mixed up.
See, either way, Schmo Me the Real, baby. After every pay-per-view, we're going live after the pay-per-view. So, I mean, thanks y'all for letting us collab, and this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be freaking awesome.
It's gonna be an awesome time. Talking schmodown, giving our analysis. You're getting it from a lot of different point of views. Chris is a wrestling a person. Obviously Matt has competed. Quiz Show is known to going to compete in trivia, and then Buck is a fan and I am a fan, so it's going to be awesome just getting different points of views, our reactions, because this last live event was amazing, and we had we tweeted out the reaction, but we had to untweet it because of situations. But when it gets retweeted,
that's our fault. Yeah, we have to retweet it. That's our fault. That we had footage that was definitely not allowed to be out yet because it actually contained footage from a match that was not released to the public. So understandable. Got rid of it.
But when you
views, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. And when you see that reaction, it was a genuine reaction. It was fun hanging out. We were talking. Like I said, obviously Quiz Show Matt, they've competed in trivia. Me and Buck has too. Me, I'm not. I thought I was good at trivia. Apparently, I don't know nothing. And Chris, he announces trivia.
I'm here.
To clarify, I haven't officially competed in
Chris
trivia.
has officially competed before.
I didn't know that.
I just get drunk and beat Bateman in late night Zoom hangs.
Quiz, that's the thing. That's the thing you and me have. We just beat Bateman. I beat him in Magic. You beat him in trivia. We're just the Bateman beaters. That's how we are.
Is that y'all's tag team? The Bateman beaters.
We're the Bateman beaters. Bring Quiz show. Suge and Quiz. Quiz and Suge. That's how we're the
It's
Bateman
the Suge show.
I don't think I want to be called a Bateman beater. That sounds like just Bateman on his own during quarantine. We could leave him.
Wait a minute. Look.
Well then.
What about Suge show? I like Suge show.
Sugar show.
Sugar show. We
Show me the sugar.
Well, we're not doing any shows with Suge right now. I'm just showing up.
Quiz Suge. And this is not a show. It's a tag team. We'll pitch out an FCL and see what happens. But
if it makes you feel any better, the nickname came from me correcting Bateman.
Word. Okay. Yeah. Unlike like master beaters. I mean, we can rock with that.
I am a master.
There's a reason why Denzel named his movie The Great Debaters and not The Master Debaters. So
yeah.
Yo,
but I can tell you I have a black belt. I can tell you I have a black belt in beating.
I have a black belt too. That means nothing now.
But we're doing a show. To go back to what we're talking about, we're doing a show together. Expect this every Friday after a pay-per-view. Whenever pay-per-views are, Battlefields, Throwdowns, versus, we're doing Schmo Me the Real, and we're gonna try and simulcast these on both of our channels. Yeah. So
it's not that hard. I mean, it's not that hard.
Our current the current plans of StreamYard, I believe we can do like three at once, two at once. I thought it was.
We're on the 5 at once plan, so we can talk after this.
Whatever.
Either way, they're both YouTube channels. So Show Me the Money, subscribe to their channel, and then subscribe to us, Watts Real Entertainment. Like, we have a bunch of stuff going on here, but subscribe to both channels, bunch of great content, and we're gonna combine it 3 times a month for Schmodown pay-per-view talk. Because everything you just heard, whether it's sugar shows or Bateman beaters, like get all that every Friday after a pay-per-view. So we get that
Roker,
1 week off.
Roker Riders. We're Roker Riders.
The Roker Riders. Like what?
That's Buck. But that's Buck. He's part of it.
The YouTube is right up there. YouTube/Watt Real Entertainment.
And Schmo Me the Money. Subscribe to Schmo Me the Money.
Correct.
Schmo Me the Money.
And that one is youtube.com/Schmo Me the Money. So that one you can do as well.
So this Friday we start because there's a little bit of a battlefield ski. LSM and John Roker facing off against one another, and Ben Bateman, the namesake of the Bateman beaters, is facing off against Mark Riley. So we'll be live after that pay-per-view show. All 5 of us. See, at that link, Schmo Me the Money. That's in the chat. Go ahead and check that out. Subscribe to their channel because they have a show tomorrow. Y'all got a stack show tomorrow.
They got a show tonight in just about 50 minutes where they're going to be interviewing PLD himself to talk about the FCL.
That too. Talking some FCL action, dude. We have some big FCL stuff, and we might talk about on the show today that just got announced not too long ago. So we got a lot of fun stuff down the pipeline. But Schmo Me the Real this Friday, simulcasting on both YouTube channels, and all 5 of us will be there. So you want to come check us out, please
do. You the realest Schmodown takes. So hey.
Damn right. Good job, man. Did you just think of that?
How many Schmo/show puns do you think you're going to be able to do, Matt?
Not a lot.
give him time to think. I think he think of at least 5.
That one just came to me. I'm like, how can I? But yeah, we're going to be schmoing you the realest.
Show us a few of them.
Nah. Not today. We'll say that for the broadcast. But until then, Buck and Quiz Show, thank you for coming on. We know you got to prepare for your interview.
Y'all got a show to do.
So we'll see you soon, guys. Peace.
We'll chat, brothers. Thank you, Buck, Jeff Show in the chat. Thank you so much. It's chat of life. Thank you so much, you guys. Schmo Me the Real, like we mentioned, Friday after the pay-per-view on both of our channels. Subscribe to both channels. You can plot between the 2 streams. That'd be dope. Right. And you can catch the same faces, same talk, same chatter, same garbage. It'll be on Schmo Me the Real this upcoming Friday. What a show to start off with that too. I know we'll talk about it later,
awesome.
but damn. But do we want to just like address the elephant in the room with last week's pay-per-view?
Why you gotta call me fat for, Chris?
Wait a minute. See, that's not what I meant. Look, but
I think let's start off with the pay-per-view, but we'll start off with the undercard because the undercard was actually very good. Was a great match. I had said if you are following me on TikTok, which probably nobody is because TikTok is for kids, but apparently that's where I'm at right now.
I am a child and follow Suge on TikTok.
Yeah, it's great. I post about Magic and nobody watches it. I post about Korean barbecue and everybody watches it. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's the barbecue.
Anyway, yeah, right. But anyway, like I was saying, that match, if you look at it just by namesake, it's a heavyweight match.
Yes.
It's a match that you're looking at two of the best players. Paul Yama in his rookie season won the singles title. You know, Bibbs has won the title. He's been a consistent singles player that's been good. He's been a great teams player. So this matchup, when it was announced, I was like, man, this is just a heavyweight fight right off the gate. You know, and obviously this goes into possibly a number one contender spot, you know, with their next win. And so I was super excited about this match. And I know me and Matt talked about it a lot because it was a big match, you know. And so, what did you think about it, Chris?
I mean, when we had spoken about it on Stereo before the pay-per-view started last Friday. By the way, follow us on Stereo at CA Lopez FCS. Thank you. But both these guys, like you mentioned, Suge, they're heavyweights. They're top tier. If they're not S tier, they're definitely top high A tier. So I love this matchup. And damn, what else do we expect? Both these guys missed 3 questions combined. So honestly, this is exactly what we expected. And I had Bibiani going into this, but the second, and usually this is the tell, is whoever misses first in the first round. Like after the first round, Oyama had 9 because he got the perfect round, got the extra point. Bibiani missed 1. And at that point, I'm like, geez, this may not be going in my favor, at least the way I would like it to go. But Paul Oyama, he still has, yes, Corey Cameron in the chat, people like food more than magic.
Apparently, Corey.
Depending on who you're talking to. But
for me and Chris, we like food more than magic.
Yes, but no diss to magic though. You like what you like. Who cares? Right. But the stuff with Oyama, I still am in the camp, especially after this performance, where Oyama feels like he has something to prove after that first title reign or lack thereof reign. I know he defended it once against Snyder in New York at that live event, but besides that, like his reign ended kind of what's going on?
Saul.
Saul. Hey, Chris, can you tell this like I respond to my DMs? He did respond to the. Saul was surprisingly super kind to me. I think
he's telling you to tell Suge to respond to his DMs, bro.
Suge, you should respond to Saul's DMs.
No. I had a conversation with this person that thinks he's good at inner geekdom, and I told him, I said, hey man, you respond to people when they message you. Evidently he only responds to certain people, so I had to put him in his place. So don't worry about it, Chris. It's fine. He's the lower level IG players. I pay no mind to them.
I mean, anyway, those are your words, Chris. Not ours. Suge's takes on Schmodown do not reflect the views of Spin from the Real. Thank you so much. But yes, Saul did respond to my DM. Suge, thank you for putting that earworm in his ear. Saul, thank you for responding. But this lower tier inner geekdom, we'll talk about that later. But Paul Yama,
he's one and one. What do you explain? Lower tier.
He knocked out John Humphrey. I know that's not saying much, but still.
Did you just say that with a straight face?
Did you want me to smile?
He repeat what you just said. He knocked out John Humphrey.
But John Humphrey beat Janine last year. So we're going to diss Janine now? Like, come on. Taylor quickly John Humphrey resist that Lopez charm, especially in this pink polo. Come on now. I'm unbuttoning this.
Damn.
Oh, Jesus.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, check the attitude, Suge.
That's fine.
Kaluki, that is not true at all. That's all.
No. Cal, cool it. Spinfield does not hate anybody. We don't hate anyone here. We're grateful that peeps that responded to the DMs. We're grateful. We are eternally grateful. But back to Paul. Back to Paul Oyama. Wait, Matt, why you leave me out to dry? Like, that's my thing. Like, why you gonna leave me here? Suge's out here throwing all this hate. Oh, okay, Saul. We tend not to get physical over here at Spin for the Real.
No. He just thinks because he actually played a good match finally that he could do something. It's fine, you guys. Don't worry about it.
No,
ignore him. Just
again,
ignore him.
the views of Suge Knight 323 do not reflect the views of Spin for the Real at all. Thank you so much.
He is a freelancer, free to come on this show as he pleases and share his own opinion.
He asked nicely. He said yes, and I did not expect type of harmful verbiage today. So Suge's definitely on.
Do you want me to start talking about the Last Jedi and the Snyder Cut?
No, that's a whole different show. That's a whole different show. We're here to talk Schmodown. Yes,
go ahead, Chris.
My best friend Cal in the chat. This show did get heated awfully quickly, but Paul Oyama, I feel like he's had something to prove ever since he lost that belt to Bateman, like the way he did, and ever since he's been on that trek back to the singles title. And yet he lost to Roca and he fell to Snyder in the singles tournament. But they're still good performances. It's not going to get twisted. Paul Oyama is still Paul Oyama, especially after this. Bibiani's no slouch either. He may be coming off of a singles or tag team title loss, but damn, Bibiani's still good. And Suge, we had talked about it. Bibiani is still somehow underrated in this league, or somehow slept on, I should say, because people stay forgetting how good Bibiani is outside of teams. Man's standing all the time. He's answering all these questions left and right. Let's wait for the free for all in April. We'll have this conversation again. But Oyama proving he outscored Bibbs in every single round, and this is the Oyama that could possibly be contending for a singles championship soon. Very, very soon. If he keeps playing the way
Leo, that is a very valid point, because that was something I got worried about when Bibbs missed the La La Land question.
To my surprise. I mean, maybe because I love La La Land so much, to me, that's like a 1-point question. Again, the subjectivity of questions, but like him, and I believe he guessed Cabaret. I'm like,
he couldn't pull it, and then he just threw out a random guess there.
I think from what you said, Chris, when we were watching the match, that a lot of people, the song, because it was a song question, right? Like which song plays?
They gave you the band.
It's one of the less known songs of that movie, and that's why he couldn't pull it.
Right,
everyone but Chris and myself.
Right, like everyone thinks of like City of Stars or the audition. Like everyone thinks of that, but no one thinks of Start a Fire. Everyone should go listen to Start a Fire. It's great, and it's a great movie.
Start a Fire is my favorite song, my favorite track on that soundtrack.
It's really good. But when Bibiani missed it, I'm like, that was the kiss of death right there for me, personally. Like, I thought, okay, like Bibiani's not going to win this because Paul Oyama's just on one. Not only
is correct, Jeff.
But Paul Oyama, he swept through. Granted, both guys did great in their second rounds, but especially Oyama getting all 8 points out of a possible 8 points, and Oyama just killed it. What else do we expect out of a performance like this? Although the main event may have taken away from that because of what happened in the main event, but this match was really, really good as well. Two singles heavyweights going up against each other and going blow for blow. It's just Oyama got more body shots in, and the win went to him. It's a really good match.
Yeah, the match was, like I said, when I was talking about it, and when I talked to Chris about it, when me and Matt me and Chris had did a stereo before the match. I said, like, look, this is a heavyweight fight. These are two of the best in the league, and I believe it's two title contenders. In singles and in teams. And so I was super. We were talking about it, Matt.
Yeah.
Or I believe it was me. I think it was me and Matt, or me and Chris. I don't know who we were talking about, but we're saying, who is this going to, because obviously you got number one contenders coming up. So you got the John Roca versus Shannon Miller. You have some other singles matches. You had Dan versus Snyder. So it's, Dan's going to play Adam Collins. So who's going to be next in line? So there's a lot of good matches up there. Obviously, we got to see what happens with Roca and Shannon Miller. See where Irwin plays into this, because Irwin was in a title match last year, so he's not far
Irwin's
behind.
The number 2 rated.
He's number 2 right now.
Yeah.
You have Bateman. He's playing Riley. He was the champion last year. Got to two. Was in 2 championship matches. So it's going to be interesting where everybody falls. So you're going to see some good matches coming up because you might see a possibility of Oyama versus Bateman again. That might be a possibility.
Ooh.
And Oyama could try to get some revenge. You might see Paul versus Irwin. That. You might see Liz Shannon Miller versus Paul Oyama. You might see Roca versus Paul Oyama again from last year. You might see Roca Bateman. So there's a lot of interesting matches that are going to come out of this.
I'm loving everything you're saying right now. I'm loving everything you are saying. Like whether it's because Oyama, this impressive victory over Bibiani. We'll see what happens this upcoming Friday with LSM and Roca, and I know we'll talk about that match later, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But the winner of that'll put you higher in the totem pole. Yeah. And no matter what you think about Mark Riley nowadays, same thing can be said for Riley Bateman. And we'll see what happens in regards to that match. I know it's ultimately the who's the boss civil war. They're finally imploding and they're blowing off that storyline that got started at Spectacular, like the whole laughing in his face, breaking up who's the boss. And especially now, Ben being the heel he is, joining the dungeon and just betraying Mark Riley. That match is gonna be really dope too. But where does that fall in the number one contendership or who's next in line? I love to see Bateman Oyama too with this reinvigorated Paul Oyama. Especially, I mean, now, geez, with the Bateman who had the belt, competed for it a few times last year, one in person, one digitally, and has his new fire under his ass because he's with the dungeon and all these new folks. I would love to see Oyama play LSM too. I love to see him play Roca again. Like to me, there are a lot of.
I'd like to see Roca Bateman. To be honest with you,
Roca Bateman's another good one.
Here is the rankings as of right now.
Hit me.
Dangerous Dan Merrill is number 1, of course, because he won the number 1 contender.
Yes, sir.
Number 2 is Ethan Big Time Irwin.
Big time.
3 is Ben the Boss Bateman.
Damn. Oh, he's 3.
4 is Primetime Paul Oyama. 5 is the Ian Schneider. 6 is Lightning Liz Shannon Miller.
Yes.
7 is Mark Yodi Riley.
No shit.
8 is John Roca. 9 is the delinquent Lon Harris, and 10 is Sassy Stacey Howard.
Okay, you lost me at 9.
Now think about it. Obviously, Snyder's going to move down because he lost.
I think this is actually
that sounds updated.
I'm pretty sure this is the updated one.
I think it's going to, no matter what, it's still going to change by Friday because when Friday after that match, it'll change. Yeah, so whoever wins that match is going to go up. If Bateman, whoever wins between Bateman and Riley,
there could be 2 people going up on Friday because
2 people are going to go up.
And 2 people.
But then I think whoever wins those 2 matches, I think Paul Oyama's still going to be ahead of him. And then Bibbs dropped out of top 10.
Yeah, he's actually number 11.
I think
under
he should be over
Lon. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, but here's the problem though. Here's the problem with that. I think we talked about it, Chris, or Jeff said it. Bibbs has lost 3 matches in a row.
Yep. Show you right.
He lost to singles. He's lost to teams. Yeah, or Matt. I think it was Matt or Jeff. And he just lost to Oyama. He's lost 3 matches in a row.
Show you right.
And now, if you obviously take the teams out of it,
that's 2 in a row.
He's still lost. Well, no, he lost 2 singles in a row. He won a match. He beat the Barbarian and he beat James White, and then he lost to Dan Murrell. So in his last 5 matches, he is 2-3 in singles in his last 5 matches.
And his overall record's 12-10.
So he's
that's crazy.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Even though he had a great year last year, it makes sense. Stacey Howard was 2-0.
Yeah,
Lon was 1-0.
Lon is 5-5.
Lon was 1-1 last year.
Yeah.
So you got it can hurt you, and then not only that. Snyder lost, so you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna obviously see 2 people go up. I think you'll see Bibbs back in the top 10 after this weekend. I feel like,
you probably will.
I feel like, depending on who we pick, I feel like those 2 people that lose will probably fall out of top 10, and Bibbs will move back into. He'll be number 10 by.
You want to hear the 11 through 15 before we move on?
Sure. Why not?
11 is Bibbs, as we just said.
Sure.
12 is Chance Ellison.
Okay.
13 is Brendan the Kid Meyer. 14 is Mark Andreyko. And 15 is Mike Kalinowski. And just outside looking in of the top 16 is Kevin Goodenough Smith.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I mean, you got it, I don't know how they're doing the rankings. If they're doing it overall, or if they're doing it just for this year, or and taking into account for last year. But then it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense. I mean, Kevin Smith is 2-0
with a knockout.
Stacey Howard was 2-0 last year.
I just have a problem with Lon where he's at, especially in the top 10. The last time we saw him in singles, he got knocked out by Adam Collins. And I mean that I don't care what the category was. He still got knocked out, and still a decisive loss. Is Matt the guy who did a little watching along with LGR and Star Wars? Is that you, Matt? There you go. Yeah, that's that Matt Thomas. But the Lon placing, like the Stacey Howard, what's going on, Jesse? But geez, putting Bibbs outside of that. So presumably,
I don't know if Kevin wins. I think it just moves him into the top 15 and knocks Stacey out of the top 10.
Because I know Lon got a match announced, and we'll touch on these later. He's going to face McWeeny on April 23rd, which that's one hell of a match.
That's a tough matchup for him.
That's one hell of a match.
That's a tough matchup for. But then we haven't seen McWeeny in a while, so
you're right. But in regards to the placements right now, I'd be surprised, especially since Bateman was Bateman 3. You said, Matt, after Irwin and Dan.
Bateman is number 3, yes.
Okay, so and Oyama's behind him.
Yep.
So if Bateman wins this weekend, we're gonna get Bateman Oyama then down the line.
I think so. I think you either get Bateman Oyama or Bateman. If Bateman wins and let's say Roca wins, I think for money you put Roca versus Bateman because it's gonna be a bigger draw, and then you give Oyama somebody else, and if then they win, they can. Yeah, Oyama Yerwin, and then the winners of that play each other, and then that's the number 1 contender. Now you're making money because everyone's going to want to see Bateman Roca.
Dare I say triple threat?
No, I don't want to see a triple threat, not in singles. No.
I mean,
I'm good with that,
especially in down the line because these matches won't happen until May at the earliest. So we definitely got some time to sit on them.
But that's fine. Let them sit. You build up Roca. You build up Roca Bateman. You build up Irwin.
That doesn't even need build up though. You don't need to build up.
No, I mean they don't need build up, but you could. I mean, you're obviously going to build them up because they're big matches. Because Oyama and Irwin never played each other. Now you're tapping into other aspects of obviously what's going on in the world, being that they're both Asian descent. That's gonna be awesome. And then you got Roca Bateman and that line and you can even do that as the Battlefield live event because you can go, all right, Roca Bateman to Irwin Oyama, whoever wins, they're going to play each other for a number 1 contenders match, and that just sets up storyline for Christian or Grace, whoever's in charge now. I don't know.
It's our president, Grace. Put respect on her name.
Yeah, and so I feel like that. I think you do it that way, and even if Roca doesn't win, let's say it's Liz Shannon Miller, and it's Mark Riley. Now you got comeback kid Mark Riley, and you got Liz Shannon Miller, a female competitor.
You can still still making some stories out of that.
Yeah, you can make a lot of good stories out of it. So I think this weekend is very important for the Schmodown to see where you're going to go storyline wise. But I can see where the stories are going to go. So I'm good with it.
This whole stuff, and it all stems from Paul Oyama and his it was close. The final score was 25-21. It was still a really good game, really good match. Like I said, I just got drowned out by the main event. But the fact that Bibiani is outside of the top 10 boggles my mind. I know he had a losing record technically in singles last year. And maybe he can make ground back up at the free-for-all. Who knows? But Paul Oyama at the same time, he's on this comeback tour that I am awfully excited to see. I know I picked Bibbs last week, but this new Oyama, I'm a fan of Paul Oyama, and I want to see where this man goes. Now, especially now he's coming back into that championship form that we knew him as all them years ago. So, I mean, Suge, as Matt has to drop out momentarily, you want to talk about this main event, dude?
Oh, for sure. Let's talk about it because let me tell you something. I had a personal connection to this main event.
Yes,
I was super excited about it. I have talked to Andrew DeMolanta a couple times. We've had conversations, and to watch the way he lost his last match last year to Ace Cabrera really broke my heart. And I talked about it on whenever I could. It really hurt me because I was so connected to him as far as just talking to him personally and how much work I knew he put into this game. And it's one of the things I love about the Schmodown is there's some players that come to play and you can tell they're doing it for fun, which is fine. Everyone, it's your prerogative. But there's some players out there that play, and that play because they take it seriously, and
they play like their lives depend on it.
Yeah, the Sauls of the game. You know, the Demolantas, the Ben Batemans, you know, the Rokas, you know, the Adam Collins, you know, the Chandras, you know, the Dan Murrows, you know, the Mike Kalinowskis, the Chance Ellisons, you know, all these, they take it seriously, and I can appreciate that. And this match epitomized that. And we had talked about it, Chris. We talked about it at length. You said, what does Demolanta have to do? And you said he has to go perfect all game. I said he has to get through round 1 and 2 as very unscathed as he can. And I think 3 and 4 is going to be an opportunity to show his mettle, to show how mentally tough he is. Yeah. And he did both. He did both in this match. He stayed mentally tough. Because it wasn't like he went perfect and the other guy didn't. The other guy went perfect as well.
Right.
And they were both going stride for stride. They didn't, like, that second round was nuts to see them answer questions. Not even really have to take, like, Andrew took his time, but you could tell when a player, you know, has to think about something and then gets it. They didn't have to do that. They just took their time, answered the question, and moved on. And it was amazing to watch. It was the highest pinnacle of Schmodown, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. We'll talk about the ending, but the in between was just amazing, to me, and I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Matt, how did you feel about the match? Besides the ending, we'll get to the ending, but like the lead into it, how did you feel about it? What were your thoughts on it? And tell me about the match itself.
Suge and I talked about it in length on Friday, so I'm actually going to keep my thoughts brief. This was the best match of Schmodown, regardless of division, in the history of the league.
Oh, that's it. All right, big words, high praise coming from the master. So y'all did go out live on stereo. Like I said, follow us on stereo too. That'd be a lot of fun. But the stuff with Demolanta and Damon, as I mentioned, Suge and I, we talked before the match, and I had this far-fetched idea. I don't want to pat myself on the back too hard, but I said, like, hey, like, these guys are going to go perfect throughout the entire match, and it will be decided by sudden death. And that's exactly what happened. Both these guys, they didn't miss. Like, one question was missed, and that was the question that decided everything. Like, both guys went perfect in round 1, got the bonus question. Both guys went perfect in round 2. Demolanta got Empire Strikes Back. Alex Damon got The Force Awakens. Fantastic. And then they got, I believe it was a Force Awakens round 3 question where they both bet 3 points. They got that out of the way too. They both went 10 for 10 in the 4th round, getting all 10 questions with time to spare, at least 15 seconds, courtesy of Alex Damon. And Andrew Demolanta had like 20 seconds left. So if that wasn't impressive enough already at that point in round 4, I don't know what the hell is. I don't know what else you need, possibly. And then in round 5, excuse me, they got all 10 of their points too, handily. It wasn't even like let me think. Can you repeat the question? No, like, they got all 10 points. What? It was an already immaculate performance by the both of them. Am I overshooting this? Is this hardcore recency bias? Maybe. But this is coming from a guy who's been like on Star Wars up until the tournament last year, who had this like, maybe Star Wars is really good. And his favorite match of all time is Whitworth Knapsack, the Iron Man Star Wars match from all that time ago. Like, I loved that match to death, and I thought it would never be topped. And then little did I know, hanging out watching a pay-per-view with some buddies would turn out to be one of the most, like, emotional nights that I've ever had in the Schmodown or watching Schmodown ever.
Cried. Never thought I'd hear that.
I teared up.
Dust was in Suge's eyes.
And before we go into about the round 5 or the sudden death of the match, let's just say I love the fact that both players played to win.
Yeah.
Yes.
In that betting round,
they both bet three.
They both bet three. Alex could have went conservative, and I don't think Andrew could have gone conservative, but Alex could have definitely gone conservative, being that he's the champion and everything. Nope, went for it. Said, you're going to beat me. If you're going to beat me, you're going to have to beat me. And I loved it. I love the fact that they went for it, that he was like, you're going to beat me. You're going to have to beat me this way. Right. And I loved it. I was here for it. I was invested in this match like no other. And it was amazing. And so, and then obviously overtime, and we'll get into the challenge and overtime and everything, but overtime happened. And you're right, Chris, they didn't even sweat. They sweated more in overtime that they did the regular match. They didn't sweat.
Right.
They didn't sweat at all. And that leads into obviously the challenge, because we thought Alex had won, but he didn't. Shut up, Saul. Screw you, Saul.
So a man can have emotions.
He got a bunch of dirt.
And
that's what he was doing.
Yeah, but the first thing I said was when they were answering the question, I said to Chris and Matt was there. Obviously, I said the quote that he's saying is correct, because I remember that scene. I remember it. I say he's saying the quote correctly, and so I'm like, he can't be wrong. And then when they announced Alex Damon won, I was like, man, that's crazy, because that's the exact quote. And I was even going to start looking it up to make sure I wasn't tripping. And then you hear Christian say, "Wait, Andrew, why are you waving?" And he's like, I don't hate to do this to you, but I'm going to challenge it. Which I thought, look, if you're going to go out, if you're going to lose, might as well lose. And you kept saying it. You said saying it, Chris. You said whoever answers wrong is going to challenge the
regardless,
just to see if there's a possibility. And I don't think this was a petty challenge. I think this was the correct challenge. And I think I don't think there's any Schmodown fan, other than ones that want to be trolls, are even saying this was a bad challenge. Or because I watched the rundown earlier today, and Gilmore was like, "Hey, you don't know who's gonna say." I don't think any Schmodown fan will honestly say it was a bad challenge. No, I think everybody agrees. And if you know Star Wars, you do agree that these were both right answers.
You and I were both going at it, and I told you they're both right. I said you are right.
Yeah.
That quote is said, but what Alex quoted is also correct. So if anything, we're gonna get another question.
Yeah, that was
the challenge.
Yeah.
Like
the challenge.
The challenge boiled down to like Andrew saying, not that I'm right or that he's wrong. It's that we're both right.
Right.
That was the verbiage of the challenge. And Taylor Click in the chat says the drama of the false ending was truly like something out of wrestling. Made even crazier by the fact that this isn't scripted, legendary detail. Exactly. And no, not a bad challenge. If anyone thinks it's a bad challenge, please, shoot me DM. My Twitter's down there. Let's talk about it.
Because you're wrong.
Exactly. Like this was, and I was telling Matt, I was telling Suge, Brandon, Jeff Show that like they're gonna challenge no matter what, because obviously both of these guys know their Star Wars. And the second Andrew's like, damn, like, wait, what? Like, no, like I'm right too. Not that he's wrong, but I'm right as well. And just great detail that I caught by watching Call to Action. Shout out to the homies over there. But they mentioned, I believe it was Danny that said this. Alex didn't even try to defend himself. Because what if he like talked his way out of the right answer? Like Alex like, just challenge. Like that was a challenge. All right, great. Because they're allowing the rebuttal.
Alex, yeah, but yeah, he didn't talk out of it because I think Alex knew but they were both right. But also too, this goes back to Alex as a champion. He said, "I didn't want to win if we were, I want to win cut and dry." You knew the answer, or we didn't have. I didn't have enough time to answer something like that. He didn't want to win on a tech, like
on a technicality,
a weird, or a weird way. He wanted it to be straight up. I respect him more for that.
By the way, props to him because they're like Alex and he's like he quoted it and he's like they do say that. They asked him straight up. Yeah. He's like they do say that, and then they went to the challenge and discussed it and awarded both of them points. So. Much respect to Alex. It just sucks that the next question. I think
it was two. I think it was two.
2 questions later. Okay.
I believe it was 2.
They answered the next one, and then they gave
us time to breathe, and they gave them time to breathe too. I don't forget what the question was, but it was probably like, "What's the name of of the fourth Star Wars movie, like canonically, and it's like, oh, okay, that's easy. And then you give them the question that makes or breaks the match. Because
is she in the chat saying, well, there's no such thing as a bad challenge? I'm not saying people are just when challenges come up and a player loses a challenge, people tend to make it a big issue, and then the fact that it basically decided the match because they got to go on. If he doesn't make that challenge or they rule in another way, the match ends right then and there.
Exactly.
So it decides. So the fact. So I think what people were worried about, what Brad Gilmore was worried about, a lot of people were worried about was fans were going to say, "Oh, this was a bad challenge," like it's da da da. But I think everyone understood when you understand the reasoning. If you go look up the movie and you look up that part, they were both correct. And so this is it's not a bad challenge. I just think they were worried that fans were going to get upset about it because of how it impacted the match. Because it impacted the match greatly.
Yeah,
because it stopped the action.
Way.
Yeah, it stopped the action that they were in the groove they were in.
And Andrew was pissed. Like his whole demeanor had changed. It's not that he was all giddy and then when he came back he was pissed off or he was like determined. Like he was, writing answers down because both these guys know they're Star Wars, so they're going to get through these questions like butter, like a knife, like a warm knife through butter. But then the challenge happens. He comes back, and Suge, you pointed this out. You're like, oh, like he's now like loosening up, and he's ready to keep going. Like he was angry, like, or at least if he wasn't mad, he was dead set on winning that match from that point forward. There's no way in hell if you looked at Andrew DiMolanta, if you look back at that, and you were to think like that man's not about to win this match, you are crazy as hell. Like, because I remember like talking to Suge, and Suge said on the show last week, it's like I have faith in DiMolanta, and Matt and I were like, man, like. Until Alex loses, we'll lose faith in Alex. Which, I mean, after this match, I still have not lost faith in Alex. Damon.
No, because and that's what I want to get into. When he lost, you just see him, he said, repeat the question. And our reaction, which will go up once this match is posted this next upcoming Saturday. You saw it. He's just sitting there. He's like, repeat the question. We're like, wait, what?
No.
What?
Well, he's smart. If you watch it, if you go back and watch it, he actually smirks. He smirks because I think he's like, shit, I'm about to lose.
Right.
Yep.
And then he hit it. Then he realizes he knows the answer.
With 2 seconds left,
run.
And he can't.
Yeah.
If he had just done a quick BLY, he would have been fine.
No.
Yes,
like
I
challenge the shit out of that.
No, because they asked for the clone's commander's name. It's Commander Bly. If he had just written Bly and not the actual clone code, he would have been fine.
And if I remember correctly, like he didn't even have 2 seconds to do that. Chris was already like at 1 or 0 when he was like, I
rewatched
2. Alex realized it, and then
no. I rewatched the match today. He actually Christian gets to 0, and then that's when Alex goes, shit. He goes, I know the name, but I didn't write it down.
He asks if he can
0.
say it. He asks if he can, out of desperation. He's like, can I say it? And Christian just ignores him. He's like, Andrew, what do you got? And he gives him the answer.
And then Andrew was freaking out because if you go back and watch it, Andrew doesn't actually say the name correctly. He says 5250, and then he switches. He goes, wait, 52 Bly. And then Christian goes into, and you're a winner. And then it goes on to Andrew, and you see Andrew doing this, and he let out the most primeval yell that I've ever seen somebody. Yeah, he
nearly broke his roadcaster. He said,
nearly broke his roadcaster, and I lost it because when you see our reaction, I'm like, fucking Andrew, go Andrew, like because I was so happy for him because. He talked about it in any interviews he ever done that people question him, or is he good enough? And then this year they bring all these new rookies in, and nobody talked about Andrew, I did an interview with him this year, and then people remember when he lost to Ace Cabrera because that was his tournament to win. Like we all could figure it was him versus Lord Kelly in the finals,
right?
And then all of a sudden here comes Ace. He gets to the finals after playing a perfect game against Scrimshaw, after beating Molly Damon. He gets to Ace, and we're all like, okay, Andrew's going to win. Ace beats him on a 5-pointer that Andrew couldn't answer. For the second match time that he could have went and faced Alex Damon, he couldn't answer a 5-point question. Killed him. Murdered him. Then people complained, oh, well, why does he get a title match? He shouldn't get a title match. He should have to earn it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And he had to sit there and hear that. Remember, he lost that Star Wars tournament was early in the year last year. He had to sit there and hear it all year, how he did not deserve a title match, that Laura Kelly, Molly Damon deserved before him. Right. Then you think of this season, all these new players come in. Thomas Harper, he's going to be the one to beat Alex Damon.
Right.
Laura Kelly looks better than she was last year. Marie Wilson, she beat Alex Damon. She's going to be the one. Zach Burkett, he's going to be the one. Goal leader. He looks like everybody slept on Dimalanta. Didn't deserve it. Then he gets the curveball. There might be a three-way now. And he was like, what the hell? So the fact that he went perfect in this match and that he outlasted Alex and beat him, I think you need to put a little respect on Dimalanta's name. I think he deserves it because, like he said, we don't understand how hard they work for this match. And in that moment, in that reaction, you got to see somebody who put all this time and effort into this. Let the relief come down and just say, damn, I finally did it. I finally beat this guy that nobody thought I can beat, that everyone told me I wouldn't be able to beat this year. The polls were 76% Alex Damon. The polls were that they were crazy. Nobody gave him a chance. And the people who did saw, look, I said it. I said mentally, this guy I think was gonna be able to keep up with Alex. Knowledge-wise, it's up in the air. You don't always know who has the most knowledge. But I said if he could get to the first two rounds mentally and just his drive, I knew he could keep up with Alex.
Corey
that's what.
Yeah, Corey actually said something I wanted to touch on for a second. He said his reaction was amazing. You can see that all that weight and tension coming off his shoulders.
Yep.
And I also said before the match even started, or before the show even started, like Andrew isn't just playing for himself. He is playing for himself 1,000%, but he's also playing for Nikki Dimalanta. He's also playing for the other Star Wars players in his faction. He's playing for the entire division. Because Alex has been champ for almost 3 years now. And like Alex has been, I mean, geez, go watch our show last week. Matt and I solely picked Alex Damon because who has stopped him since 2017? Nobody.
And I agree with this statement Corey made. You have to have some fire in your eyes if you have a title shot and a rookie gets drafted ahead of you. That's just insane.
Right.
Yeah.
So Dimalanta and the whole narrative behind Dimalanta has been, ever since Ace, Dimalanta's up next. And since Ace didn't get the job done at Spectacular, Dimalanta's up next. And even like what you said, Suge, the stuff with Molly and Laura, they overtook Dimalanta, the storyline-wise, hype-wise, like, oh, Laura, for good reason, by the way. I do think Laura can kick ass as well. But now, after this showcase, the ultimate schmo, like, no pun intended, but the ultimate schmodown match. Like, to me, this is the best played match I've probably ever seen. One of the most entertaining matches I've ever seen. The story was written right there. The hype package beforehand. Good job, Neurochronic. Thank you very much. And then the match, how it got played out, and it's in overtime, in sudden death, and the fact that last week already had a sudden death match that we'll get to in a second. But like on top of that, these sudden death matches in Star Wars, nonetheless, the most competitive division in the Schmodown, and Dimalanta edges Alex by like what you were talking about, Matt. If Alex had maybe 2 more seconds, he'd write down Bly. We'd keep going. We'll see what happens. But that wasn't the case. Dimalanta just played the game better than Alex momentarily. Seconds, literal seconds, and that was it. You give Alex a couple more seconds, that match is probably still going on, and it's Monday. Like it's 3 days later, and we see what happens. Like, it was one of the best performances I've ever seen, and I had told Suge, like, Andrew's playing for the whole division, and Alex, and I believe Taylor Cleek said in the chat, the win definitely changes the narrative for Star Wars. Thought we'd be seeing Damon with the belt until a rookie caught up to him. And that was the case for a lot of folks. And then he says a rookie, he meant goal leader. But we'll talk about goal leader in a bit. But no, like that was the case for a lot of people. Like everyone thought Thomas Harper for good reason.
Yeah, a lot of people. I said it. I thought Thomas Harper would take the belt off him, and that wouldn't be so spectacular because he is a rookie. He needs to get some matches under his belt.
It's not till spectacular now. I mean, it wouldn't have been because it probably would have been middle of the summer because they announced that tournament.
Either way, it wouldn't be.
I didn't think Thomas would be able to get there until spectacular, only because he is a rookie. We don't know how many matches because there's so many. Remember, everyone forgets 2 years ago, Star Wars was 4 or 5 people. Now, last year it became 8, and now you're in like 16, I believe. You know, if you include everybody, it has grown from 4 people. It was Alex Damon, Laura Kelly, Demolanta. And who I don't even know who. There was more. There was like 6
Sullivan.
or 7. But there were no, Sullivan wasn't there.
When are you talking about?
Last year.
Oh, you're talking about 2 years ago. Before. Oh, 2 years ago.
Remember when Demolanta and Laura played each other to go to Spectacular and play Alex? It was them 2, and then the 5-way, like Molly Damon. And I don't think Molly was actually fully committed to the Schmodown. You had other people. Yeah, Scrimshaw. So you only had like 6 or 7 players. Last year you had the tournament. You had 8 introducing Ace Cabrera. Molly actually played a full, actually played a match because she had played a 5-way. I don't consider 5-ways or 4-ways or 3-ways a match, but to each his own. And so
I'm sure that, honestly,
I don't consider those matches. I hate the fact that they're on people's records, but you have more people now, and they came in with hype, and so this really changes the division. Going back to what I say, I thought Thomas Harper was going to be the one that takes the belt off him.
Yeah.
But that was like me when Thomas Harper was announced that I got to talk to him. I was like, man, this man right here, he's another dude.
Who knows? If Alex wins, because now we get a rematch in May. If Alex wins the rematch, it could very well be Thomas Harper to be the next person to take the belt off of him.
Right. And Corey Cameron said in the chat, hold on, let me pull it up. He said, more people mean you have to win more on the way to the title. Exactly. So, I mean, Thomas Harper still may find his way by the summer if he gets there. He has a match against Witt this upcoming month. If in a 5-way, you should win 4 wins, or you should get 4 wins. And that's where it gets wonky. I don't agree with that idea.
I do agree with that idea.
That's a lot.
It doesn't matter because you're playing 4 other people at once, and for it to only count as one win on your record, as a singular win, that's ridiculous because it's not just you're running against a singular player.
They might as well go back and retroactively give everybody wins and losses.
And see, that's
why it gets wonky.
But that's why I'm with Suge, and that's why I don't like either setup. That's why I'm against the 3-ways and 4-ways and 5-ways.
I think once you get past 4 and 9, I think it's too much unless you're doing a free for all. But I think a 3-way can work. I think that can work fine. But in regards to them running it back, they have to run it back. They have to do this again in May. Like the match had ended Friday night, but the story will not end until May. We have a whole month of matches left, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we got to do this match all over again." And I do not envy PJ and the writing crew over there at the Schmodown because they gave you a run for their money. They said, "PJ, look at these questions. Come on, nah." Which,
by the way, shout out to PJ this past week on our buddy Jesse Swift show, Flickin' Real. So
damn right, they were talking about all the stuff in regards to writing questions. Perfectly timed too by Jesse. Shout out to that. Go subscribe to Flickin' Real. But they have to run this match back. We just saw both these guys are capable of at the top tier. This not only is it match of the year already, and maybe match of the year come December. Who knows? There's still a lot of Schmodown left. But I'm already calling it the best match ever. And a lot of people are calling it that. I'm pretty sure we're calling it that here as a collective. But, damn, what else do you want out of a Schmodown? Their story, great gameplay. They're answering the questions correctly. 100% accuracy on Demolante's part. I think Damon was 97 because he missed the 1. Oh, but damn.
There's even a redemption story in Demolanta because let's be honest, he kind of played a heel last year.
Yes, he very did.
Heelish. Mm-hmm. He played very heelish, and then he comes into this season, and that's crazy if you think about it because he said, "I watched the backstage or not backstage,
rundown.
What's the other rundown?" And he was talking about when he started doing the practice matches with the Mercs, he felt so comfortable and he felt so supportive and everything like that. And he said, I don't have to be as serious as I normally am. And Coy helped me get some of the negative thinking when I'm playing a match out of my head. Like, you know the answers, just let them come to you. Don't get worried. Don't get flustered. And, a lot of people, he won a lot of people over this weekend. With the way he played and the way he acted, and how gracious he was, and how much it meant to him. He was very, very gracious. He wasn't, last year you saw the
Can I just say, ASG, this is a horrible take because this story, this match was story and upsets. This was what you're just talking about. This is a god awful take.
I call Finn Draco versus Makuga my match of all time. I like upsets and story more than perfection. I mean, to all their own. Like, it's totally subjective. Like, I was the guy that was saying Whitwer knapsack prior to Friday.
Well, but here's the thing: you're saying you like upsets in the story. That's what this match was.
And like what I just mentioned.
No, ASG, you're absolutely wrong. This is absolutely an upset. Nobody gave Damon. Nobody gave out.
When over 70%, when over 70% of the fan base is basically saying this guy's gonna lose, and that guy wins. That's an upset.
ASG. What do you talk about? He only missed one question wrong last year. He missed a bunch of questions versus. Didn't he miss some questions against Molly Damon?
He missed a couple, yeah.
If he either way he didn't win the tournament though,
right?
Like Ace did, you had like X amount of performances to go on, and like what Matt just said, everybody at least 70%. Geez, 66.6% of the people on the show last week picked Alex, and so like that's the thing. The odds were stacked against Demolanta, and like what we were just talking about, Harper, Burkett, Wilson, these Dragon Con people, Laura, Molly. That's what the story was at. Who was talking about Demolanta around the time Laura was? Nobody. Like, and if they weren't loud enough. I didn't hear them. Okay,
good for you and Justin, but we're talking about the fan base as a whole. It may not have been an upset for you, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's an upset. That's what an upset is. It doesn't matter if it's it's not an upset to me because
wait, hold up. AG, there was no storyline?
Dude, don't say that.
Okay, no. Just
Andrew Demolanta's redemption story. The fact that nobody had beat
how would Ace been a setup? Ace literally has an undefeated record and had an undefeated record in Star Wars.
Yeah, and and Alex smoked him.
Alex
now you could say, well, it's because he made that wrong decision in the betting round and all that stuff. Hey, that's part of the game, homie. That's part of the game. Andrew played a perfect game. Okay,
I would also say that if Ace would have won, it would have been an upset. Yes, because I mean, anybody beating Alex at this point would be an upset to me because Alex has been the most dominant performer.
ASG, how can you say that when Ace beat Andrew?
Dude,
exactly.
Like that's I can't agree with the Ace being better. Ace not as good as Andrew because Ace did best Andrew. Leo Logan in the chat. Ace loves best takes on certain things. My best friend Leo Logan in the chat. What's up, Leo? But seriously, this match with Demolanta and Alex, like I totally get it.
Sorry, I'm eating Skittles.
You're fine. Taste the rainbow. It's all about the like there was story. It was both two dominant performances that will go down in history in the Schmodown. Corey Cameron in the chat. When the champ has defended the belt 4 times and loses this next match, that's an upset. To me, like he's been dominant. Alex has been the most dominant performer in the Schmodown.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna prove ASG wrong right here. Because Andrew missed his 5-pointer, not because Ace was good. Who answered their 5-pointer in that match? ASG.
I mean,
Ace.
Right.
Who didn't answer their 5-pointer in the match, ASG? Andrew Demolanta. Therefore, Ace was better that day. Sorry to tell you, dude.
Look at their records. What's Andrew's record now? What, 3-3 technically?
Yep, 3-3.
Andrew's 3-3.
Yeah, so it's like, damn. Like, I know, obviously, Andrew's gotten better since he first showed up because he had to, because Star Wars, you have to be good. And now the precedent is set with Star Wars where you almost have to go perfect for better or for worse. It was an upset, but not a major upset. Upset's an upset, brother.
Ace wasn't accurate. Accuracy doesn't mean shit. Your overall accuracy doesn't mean shit. It's about your accuracy for the day.
Like, if let's go back. Let's think outside of Star Wars. Let's go back to Merle Collins this past Spectacular. That match was incredible.
Let's just talk about sports.
They missed questions.
I got crap for this one when I said when USC Texas played and USC was number 1 and Texas was number 2. I called it an upset. They all told me I'm crazy. It's not an upset. It's the number 1 versus number 2, and number 2 wins. It's an upset. It's a lower rank beating a higher rank. Okay. Ace was lower ranked, and he beat a higher ranked in Demolanta.
And maybe at the end of the
was
day,
lower ranked. He beat Alex.
Maybe at the end of the day, upsets is subjective, and we're just talking to an empty void because it will vary from person to person. So ASG, I'm not going to condemn you for what you consider as an upset or not an upset. No, I didn't tell you guys that I met ASG for the first time on Speaking of Shimona this past Saturday. Go subscribe to their channel too. Great stuff. Great show. But
ASG. If I'm wrong, go ask all the people if this match wasn't an upset.
And I'm pretty sure that
put a poll up in the Facebook page.
With us and all of us up here. So
put a poll up on the Facebook page. Is Andrew beating Alex?
As you go on the Facebook page, put it up. Is Andrew beating?
I won't vote to make it fair.
Yeah, like is Andrew beating Alex Damon an upset? Go put that in the Facebook page, and I want to see the results of that.
I'm just curious. I'm not as hot as other people on the screen right now, but I again, upset subjective. I believe that this match is just it was that damn good. The story was there, the performances were there. Like what do you expect out of something like this? Seriously. So like these couple of guys, they were the faces of each other's division. Alex was the Star Wars division, and he still is the Star Wars division with a loss. So now with Andrew DeMolante taking up the belt, fantastic. Like the reign of terror has now ended in Star Wars. But guess what? There's a second Death Star that was built, and that's called Alex Damon. He's going to come back for his second match in May, and that match is going to rule when we come down to it. And now the over under for missed questions. Where can we put it at? Half a question? Like what? How the hell? Like, or no, one question like that. We'd have to make it one question for the sake of an argument. But the match between these two guys is the epitome of Schmodown to me. Like the match we just had. Obviously, there are great matches in history. Whether it's like they involve the Merles and the Rokas, and this past one with Collins and Merle, I think is really damn good as well. Another match with the sudden death. And there are great teams matches. Shire Wolves, who's the boss. Like, there are so many great matches. To me, the ultimate match, like I had a buddy of mine. So see that reaction that we did, Matt, with the Shmoo, the Money Homies and Suge? Yeah. And he said, man, like I saw you get all hyped up and we're talking about some Star Wars, and it got me interested. Isn't that what the Schmodown's about at the end of the day? Like, yo, this man, I had to describe to somebody, my coworker I work, shout out to Christian. I had to tell this man, yo, I got this movie trivia thing that I do all the time. And I tell him I'm going to get him into it. I'm going to get him involved. That he should watch this stuff. He watched our reaction. He's like, damn, now I want to know. I'm like, I felt left out. I'm like, yo, because that match was that good. It was that hot. And at the end of the damn day, it doesn't mean shit because they're going to run it back in May. Yep. And the belt could easily go back to Damon. Easy. And we've been talking a lot of Andrew in this. Let's not forget Alex Damon. Like, what a reign. It'll go down in history. Is Alex goated at this point? It'll be
the second longest reigning champion defense, all that. But
I believe our boy from Repeat the Question, like he put like a graphic out of things that happened last time since Alex Damon lost a Star Wars match, and it was some pretty crazy stuff. Like, so I was a freshman in college.
I thought you were a sophomore.
Depends on when he lost, what year or what part of the year. So like that's my thing. Like, it's been that long. I don't remember what happened 2 weeks ago, let alone 4 years ago. Like almost 4 years ago. So I'm like, oh my God, Alex Damon, let's not put respect on our man's name, because he deserves all the respect in the world, and he could easily win the belt back come May. Easily.
Oh, he absolutely deserves all our respect, all our love. The man is amazing. You said it right. He built the Star Wars division.
Yep.
And he's not even, he might not even be done with it, to be honest with you. He might Jesus, I'm getting messages about we were talking about earlier backstage. My bad.
no, you're fine. You're fine, brother. Alex Damon
he built this division. He's one of the best. He could continue to be the best. Like you said, they got to run this back in May. We don't know what's going to happen. What happens if they go in his match? I love Demolanto, don't get me wrong. But they go in his match and he freaking just knocks out Demolanta.
Oh, Damon knocks out Demolanta?
Yeah, great for Demolanta. He got his belt. He got the chance to beat Alex. But Alex just comes back and takes that belt like it's nobody's business.
Lord, what would that say more about, Demolanta or Damon? If anything, it'd say more about Demolanta at that point. Like, my man just put up a 51-point performance on Friday.
It could be, he could be complacent. He was happy, and things like that. But, Demolanta is that scary, though. And you could tell in his eyes, he was upset that he lost.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't think it was mad how he lost. No. I think he was upset that he played such a great game. And now he's going to hit the books harder. And I asked him at this, do you think it's going to affect Alex? He said, no, I think he's going to come back more mad. I think he's going to come back more prepared.
He'll be that demon. He'll live up to the
like here, Chris, because we still got 3 other matches we got to talk about, so I do got to move on. So I will say this.
Yeah.
This is because Suge brought up this is what I told Suge on Friday on our stereo, because we talked about this in length. And like he said, he asked me, he's like, "Do you think this changed it?" I said, if anything, I think we see a full, considering he is on the Stars, I think we see a full heel Damon. I like heel in the fact of, I'm just here to win. I don't really care anymore. I'm here to win and take names. And I love Craig, but Craig's the first stop on that list, because they got their IG match April 1st. And then after that, it's all Star Wars. And Damon's not even going to be Damon's not going to want to be no one's going to want to be in Damon's way, because he's going to be playing mad.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be that guy. But Damon didn't even know what kind of match he was playing at the end of the Star Wars match. He said, "Oh yeah, the tournament." It's like, nah, man, you're just playing a regular match. Winner plays Mike. And like, but to me, his mind is not even on Inner Geekdom. His mind stays still Star Wars, dude.
That's why I say that, because his mind's on Star Wars. But I think, granted, the match comes out next week, so for all we know, it's already recorded.
We'll see. I mean, I still got Craig being Alex, because Alex is so dead set on getting that Star Wars belt back. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. And trust me, and Taylor Click in the chat, Barbarian will help Damon focus on Star Wars after knocking him out of IG. Jesus, Taylor. But it's almost as if you have a stake in that claim, or a stake in that race. Horse in that race. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But the stuff with Damon and Barbarian, we'll see. I got Barbarian taking that. But
can I ask you guys a question? Did this Taylor guy even watch the Schmodown? Because all I see him is talk about horror movies.
I mean,
know anything about the Schmodown?
That Taylor guy that you're talking about, Taylor Cleek, he does host Really Scared on this channel, 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays.
Yeah.
But he is the client of the Rager Rick Rabbit.
He is the Ragent.
He's the Ragent.
That doesn't mean he knows Schmodown.
I mean, you can ask him. He's in the chat. I mean, that's totally up to him to answer.
I don't know.
I'm not the advocate for the advocate.
He talks a lot for not being in the Schmodown, and I don't see him doing Schmodown shows.
I mean, I'm not the advocate for the advocate.
Why is he why is he a part of your guys' show if he knows so much about the Schmodown?
Well, because
you got friends that watch. Oh, so you're that guy. You're the guy that sits on the side of the court when they're playing ball, and they're like, "Yeah, man, you go, and you want to play?" No, I don't play.
Trust me, I'm the last person.
I get it, Taylor.
I'm the last person to defend Rick Radis and the Rager. I am the last person, but Taylor Cleek. He's been around. He's been around the Schmodown, like floating around.
Let me tell you something. I got love for Rick Radis. I like that guy. This Taylor guy, I don't like this guy. Okay?
Yeah, Rick Radis.
Don't bring him. If I'm on the show again, don't bring him around me. Okay.
I'm the inverse. I'm the inverse. Like the Rager, I ain't got nothing to say about the Rager. But Taylor Cleek's a decent dude, and he does,
Suge is turning heel, and I love it. That's Corey Cameron.
I'm not turning heel. I'm just speaking facts. The guy is in here always
Saul to start the show.
No, I mean Saul. It's Saul. It's okay. He don't mean much. Okay, we're good with
Saul. Saul was just trying to tell you that my man did respond to the message. Was it a little bit later? Yes, but he did respond. The response counts. But for you out here talking about Taylor Clay got nothing to do with the Schmoedown. He's the advocate.
That's exactly. So why is he always talking about it?
Because he watches the show. He can't be a fan, Suge.
No, he can't be. He should. If he's a fan, he should be on your show right now.
You want him to come on, spin from the reel? I mean, that's not.
He needs to be.
Saul turn.
If Taylor Clay wants to come on, spin from the reel. He knows where to find us.
No. I'm just saying the guy talks a lot. That's all.
And if Taylor wants to come on, spin from the reel, he totally can.
Hold on. Let's not get sidetracked. We still got 3 matches to talk about here.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, they're quick matches to talk about.
Really, a 9 overtime match is quick.
Oh, that's right.
Let's talk about the Inner Geekdom match. Let's talk about the Inner Geekdom match. I saw Saul still in the chat. So it was Brandon Hanna versus Eric Zipper. These two men who are no strangers to Inner Geekdom. One of them almost infamous for his playing Inner Geekdom, Brandon Hanna. So I was going for Zipper because he is on my fantasy team. So I don't want to be biased. But to start the match, it was in Zipper's favor. Like Zipper was leading 8-6. Brandon Hanna was down. Oh shit! This guy that has this who flaunts his accuracy. He was down at the end of round 1, and then he was down at the end of round 2. Zipper had 9 points. Hanna had 5 within the second round alone. Count in the chat. I think y'all need to get Saul on the show.
I would send him the link right now if he wanted it.
Don't do that. Look at. You don't want to fall into that trap.
I don't want to bug Saul in his daily life. So of course I sent him the invite to spin for the reel.
You know what he's doing right now?
Up to Saul.
Do you know what he's doing, Chris? You know what he's doing right now?
What's up?
He's making bacon. The dog's eating the bacon, and he's watching
making pancakes. Making bacon pancakes. He cooks the bacon.
No, he's making bacon. You don't know why Saul's famous? Because of bacon. That's why.
Saul's famous.
You don't know that?
Shit. He didn't watch Collider Live.
Oh my goodness.
I knew. I always knew of Saul and his incredible phone calls, but the reason Saul was famous. That's the only reason.
You know, we're getting a little sidetracked here, but do you know that I had the opportunity to take out Saul at Spectacular?
What do you mean take him out? Like to dinner?
Just take him out. Nobody would have knew of him. Nobody would have knew of Saul if I had taken my
damn.
I had the opportunity to take Saul out, and nobody would have ever heard of him in Schmoedown. I had the opportunity. I should have took it. I could have taken.
Peggy Gubbins in the chat. What's going on, Peggy? When you see one of us,
Peggy is amazing.
Chances are more are probably around. Peggy Gubbins in the chat, and I saw Peggy. You got a match announced too. We'll talk, maybe if we got some time, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But,
that's why I'm trying to get these matches, bro.
Okay, Zipper Hanna. So Zipper was up 17-11 going into round 3, and then all of a sudden, our boy Zipper was just like, "No, I'm good." And he got his 2-pointer, and that's it, out of his 3 questions. And Hanna got his 3 and his 5.
I do want to say this. Hanna's 2 was harder than his 5. I felt like
you talking about the New York and TMNT team, question?
What New York basketball team was? Somebody's like, "Hey, could be talking college or St. John's." No, when you're talking about New York basketball teams, there's one team that's always synonymous when it comes through film, and that's the Knicks. That is a give me.
And I don't want to have.
I know, but he had that quote from X2, and there's like 4 or 5 movies that could possibly be from. All I'm saying is those 2 should have been switched. Christian even said it on stereo that he's felt Hanna's 2 was harder than his 5. So,
but we've had this debate multiple times. Saw in the chat, Suge almost caught healthy smack at the Spectacular as that happened. I saved his bum life that day by not meeting him.
Hey,
damn.
Next time, Saul, I will take your backpack. Okay, keep messing with me. I will take your backpack, and you know what I'm talking about. Watch.
Yes. Spectacular. December 2021. Hopefully, we'll be there. Hopefully.
Oh, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there.
But that question again, it all comes down to semantics and all the subjectivity of a question. Plus, we've had this discussion multiple times about the difficulty of questions, especially the 5-pointers. I don't want to rehash that discussion. But by the end of round 3, the score was tied at
19-19.
It was tied at 19, and both of these guys went to sudden death. The first sudden death match of the week, and Hannah edged out Zipper by 1 question. Final score 26-25. Now I ask the both of you, who does this match say more about, Hannah or Zipper?
Go ahead, man.
Can I say Roxy?
You could. I mean, yeah. Why not say Roxy?
Because this is another competitor that she's able to pull out of their head.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'll say this: Zip has to be the guy with the worst luck in all the Schmodown. Like, worst luck. Yeah, Leo Logan, Zipper is like the Charlie Brown of the show, taking the lead and loses in the very end.
You mean? I think he messed up. I think Leo Logan messed up. It's supposed to be the Browns, not Charlie Brown. It's supposed to be the Browns.
Really? Because I think
But it's okay.
January,
It's okay, Leo. It's okay, Leo. We got it. We understand the reference.
I love you, Leo. Thank you.
Anyways, but Roxy once again proving to be arguably the best in-game manager.
Yes.
I think this speaks more about her than it does either competitor.
Facts. I can rock with that. Suge, do you agree with Matt's take, or do you think it lies more on Zipper or Hannah?
Personally, I think poor Zipper, man. The guy has the worst luck in the world.
Right.
I think he needs to focus on one division, meaning not one division, but I think he needs to kind of. I know he was kind of put into IG last year because they were short, or maybe I don't know if he had because he played IG before, right?
Yeah.
Prior to last year.
There's no stranger to IG.
I think he's having a lot of struggles in there.
I respect Corey lies more on Zip.
I think he's having a lot of struggles in there, and so this more looks to me bad on like it looks bad on him more than it is Brandon because Brandon he had a chance. Zipper had a chance to take him out, and you got to take those
2 questions in round 3, and he wins the match.
Yeah, it's not even the 5-pointer. He just has to answer 2 or 3,
not even the 5,
and he gets it. And so this lies more on Zip personally, and I don't know, and he's in Swag. He was with the champion. Poor Swag. That they're like
poor Swag.
IG. Yeah, they're poor. Their IG. Was supposed to be top notch. It's just been
and they're
down,
staging
man.
a coup over there, a Swag.
Yeah,
we're over here just innocent bystanders watching it happen.
It's crazy.
I agree with you, Suge. I think this says more about Zipper because he needs to answer 1 more question out of his 3 and his 5, and he wins the match. Like, he gets his 2, great. If he answers his 5, game's over. Zipper wins. Chris gets fantasy points, fantastic. But, and I mean, Matt, I think you also bring up a great point about Roxy. And when I got to talk to Brandon on Speaking of Schmodown, again, go subscribe to their channel, JCast Network. It's a really great show, Speaking of Schmodown. But when we got to talk to Brandon, he gave a lot of credit to Roxy. Because it was another Snyder situation. My man's like, I'm losing the match. I'm not doing good. And Hannah did say this was not his best game until Roxy was like, yo, come on, you got this. What the hell? She gave like that classic coach giving their team that winning drive or that winning speech to go and score that last basket, score the last touchdown. That's exactly what Hannah did to tie up the game. So I do agree with your point, Matt. A lot of this says about Roxy, but it's not like we didn't know that beforehand. Roxy is the queen of that. And yeah, she is the best in-game manager. Do we like everything else that she brings to the table as a manager? Depends on who you ask. Some people aren't the biggest fans of Roxy Stride. But to me,
what you playing me, motherfucker? To
me, this says more about Zipper and his ability in round 3. But at the same time, I also agree with your point, Suge, that this man, Matt, stop pointing at me.
You're pointing at me, motherfucker.
It's not nice to point fingers. But Suge, I agree with your point as well. Like Zipper, it's if he has to focus on one division or like really just be like a Chance, right? Because Chance had screwed him last year, doing multiple divisions, not being able to study for inner geekdom. That's why Change got the best team at Spectacular. Is this another case of a guy playing 3 divisions and then not being the best for him? You may be able to taunt that and flaunt that. I play 3 divisions. Hell yeah, plus you're good for my fantasy team. But that's not going to do you good in the match, and you end up losing the thing by 1 question and sudden death. So, I mean, I agree with the both of you in some sense, but we already knew the stuff about Roxy. She's the queen at giving in-game prep speeches or in-game speeches. Yep. But damn, Zipper, dude.
Which by the way, you got it. The standings are now updated. Matt's is 11-3 and Chris is 10-4.
Nah, which one was it? It was Bibiani, right?
Yeah, that's what
GD Beast. and we'll revisit those at the end of the show. But we saw some more Star Wars. We mentioned his name earlier. Gold Leader.
Gold Leader. Evan Gold Leader Bushkar.
Yes, that's his name. And Lacey Gillerin face off against one another.
And the one and only Lacey Gillerin.
Yeah, it's almost as if Christian ripped that phrase right out of your mouth. And the one and only Lacey Gillerin. And Gold Leader did take the dub. This final score is 25-22. But I don't know about you guys. This is a great performance on both ends.
They both, the Star Wars rookies, right now we're 3-3. We're 3-3 because Marie did great. Lacey did great. Although they messed up by giving Evan Rogue One if that was it.
We'll talk about that. I don't think they messed up. Yeah, but we'll talk about that.
And then Evan, he got the win. You're 3-3 right now with the Star Wars rookies. Bravo.
Right. Like I think these new Star Wars folks, I don't like the fact no, it's gold. Yes, thank you, Taylor, again, for speaking your mind.
He's coming in here talking Schmodown, and he doesn't participate.
Right. Taylor Cleek has I believe Taylor Cleek has made an appearance on Spin from the Reel before. He's been on Spin from the Reel.
And obviously you guys didn't ask him back, so there's a reason.
We have.
We have. He declines our invitation. He's not the only trust me, like
he's too busy watching scary movies. He's too busy watching scary movies. And I like that show. Don't get me wrong. I watched it. It's a good show.
Speaking of Gold Leader, he'll be on Really Scared this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
It's a good show.
So Gold Leader Evan Bushkar, he was up 9-8 at the end of round 1. Again, both these Star Wars rookies missing 2 questions in Star Wars is not the end of the world, at least in your first round. But like how we mentioned, that second round is what really made the difference. There's a 4-point swing, and the score was 20-15 going into the third round, but Bushkar, all he needed was his 2 and his 3. He got that, and your winner. So again, Suge, you had some high praise about Lacey Gillerin. Did she live up to your expectation?
Absolutely, she lived up to the expectation. And going back to what Matt said about they messed up giving him Rogue One. Here's the problem with that. That I have I think you can't really fault Kate for this because we don't know a lot about. There's no tape on Evan. He didn't play fan leagues. He really came out of nowhere, and there wasn't a lot of tape on him to know what his weaknesses were. And I think what Kate alluded to is saying, because I don't remember the will, maybe one of you possibly was. I think that they were going to try to give him like The Last Jedi or something. I don't know exactly what exactly they were looking for as far as the wheel. Maybe they had a kind of an inkling that they were like, hey, maybe he doesn't know Rogue One. Not sure, You can't really. That's why it's always weird to see opponent's choice and spinner's choice on Star Wars. It's because it's like you don't know exactly what, because there's not a lot of like there's a lot of info, deep cuts, but you don't know. I don't usually think the round 2 questions are deep cuts. Round 3 is more of a deep cut,
right?
And so when you get an opponent's choice or spinner's choice or whatever, when you get an opponent's choice and you got to give them something, you have to know inside information to know what to give them. And I think they just didn't know that information. So they just went, all right, we'll go with Rogue One, and it backfired. I personally, if you get opponent's choice, you get to choose. Looking at Evan, I think he's probably 32, maybe 33.
He's like 27, if I remember correctly.
Okay, but he's 27. I would have gave him one of the originals. I would have gave him I probably would have gave him Empire or
I'm being honest.
Return.
As a competitor, I'm going to the Star Wars movie people have had the least amount of time to study, so I would have gone Rise of Skywalker.
That too. I mean,
or Last Jedi. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember what was on the wheel because I was actually watching it on my phone, so I couldn't really get into it. I think they were looking at it was Last Jedi. I think they wanted to give him Last Jedi, or maybe even Rise of Skywalker. We have to go back at the wheel and look at it, but I think it was one of those movies that they possibly were trying to give him.
But like how you said to start, Suge, like there's not too much tape on Gold Leader or Gold Evan Bushkar Leader. Like there's not too much going on, and he played great. Like he missed one question, right? And he did get a steal on Lacey in her second round, which definitely did not help her cause. But at the same time, Taylor, click in the chat. You can't manage to have a weak slice in Star Wars. Really, if any of the yes, thank you, Rise Skywalker was not on the wheel. Thank you so much, Saul.
Okay.
So
that might have been the slice they were looking for, Matt. It might have been Rise of Skywalker.
So the fact that they had to like go in blind with Gold Leader, like it's been known that the man's good, friend of the show, Gold Leader. He is like he's proficient in Star Wars after winning other tournaments and other Star Wars trivia leagues that aren't Dragon Con or obviously the Schmodown. So to me, before Friday, I would have thought like this match is great. It's a great showcase for two rookies. Opponent showing to Star Wars and IG is goofy.
I agree with that take completely, Saul, because Star Wars, it's 12 wheel slices. You have 12 movies. You have
like the heroes and villains, right?
You have 12 movies, heroes and villains, and text.
Who
so
said
14
it?
slices. And who's it's like maybe 15 slices if you do who said it. So I like just keep it at the 12 movies. You don't need the extras.
And I mean it's like what Taylor said. Like you can't have a weak spot if you play Star Wars nowadays. With how competitive the league, how competitive the league and division is, you can't just be like, damn. Like I know 11 of the 12 movies. You know, it's like no, you can't do that. Like you can't be rocking that way. And if you have a blind spot and the second it gets exposed, you're out for the count in this division. And at the same time, like yeah, Lacey, she only put up 22, but like 22 is a good number for your first match. Geez, we've definitely seen worse performances, and especially the Evan Bushkar. I think he played great as well. He may be a part of the camp where it's like, yo, we keep talking about Dragon Con, but what about me?
Right.
What about Gold Leader? We had Gold Leader on the show about 2 months ago, and I've been saying that Gold Leader is like a breath of fresh air for Star Wars. A man that not only knows the trivia, but he gets the character part as well, and he's big with character and personality. And I love that.
Let's be honest, that wasn't even just character. That was personality. And
that was him. That was him.
That was great.
So, like the stuff that he's been doing with Zach Burkett in the Facebook group, I think that Evan Bushkar is hopefully someone we can keep our eyes on in Star Wars going forward. But again, these two competitors, like they're gonna be good. And Lacey just dipping her toe in the water of Star Wars. If this is the worst she can do, and we have nothing but like sky's the limit with Lacey, then hell yeah. Plus, for the sake of the homeboy and the Heartbreakers, Lacey, I hope you get another match soon. But we got one match before the pay-per-view on Friday. It was Jada Paramo and Janine the Machine. And yo, talk about like the tale of two halves in regards to a match. Like I forget out of all of us who had Janine and who had Jader.
I had
Jader. Yeah, we all
had Jader as well.
Jader. All of us took
okay.
Jader.
And
so
I remember Suge giving us, Matt, a lot of flack because we didn't side with Janine for God knows what reason, right, Suge? Right. Like
what? What are you talking about, Chris?
Right, Suge. But we although I do have Janine on my fantasy team. Shout out to my boys from Shows of the North. Taylor, click in the chat. My man will be the personality of the Star Wars division. Chris knows how that goes. Hey, man, I gotta love it.
That means not a good competing record. Are you sure about that?
Did you just watch that match, Matt? He's talking about Goldie. He's not talking about me. Leave me alone. But Jader and Janine, talk about the tale of two halves. Jader was up 7-5 at the end of the first round. Nothing too crazy. 5 points in the first round, not bad at all. It's not bad at all, but for Janine, a seasoned player, maybe a little bit weaker than what you would like at the end of the first round. But then the second round comes up. Jader notoriously in the second round, and Janine outscores him by 1.
Yeah, he did better than normal. Better than normal. Not
right.
Perfect, but better than normal.
Right, but it was a 1-point game, and they both had to steal off each other. It was 13 to 12. I can't talk. 13 to 12. Jader is still up by 1. But that third round, that third round. Janine goes 3 for 3 in her questions. Jader misses 5. Like, point in game goes to Janine. Final score 22-18. So, I mean, is Janine, like, she's none to play with? Is Janine back, should I ask?
I think under Roxy's management, she's going to be a different player. Don't get me wrong, I love Jay.
And Sam, she had Sam last year, right?
I'm not so sure how I feel about Sam as a manager, honestly.
Touche. You talking about 2-time manager of the week, Sam Levine?
Yeah, manager of the week. Let's get a manager of the year, and then we can talk. Let's even get considered manager of the year, and then we can talk.
Woo. I'm the only one not coming with hot takes today. Damn.
But she's got Roxy now. Roxy's managed champions. Has Sam managed a champion yet? Nope.
Been a champ a couple times.
Has he managed one?
Show you. Touche. I stand corrected.
So, it made a difference. So Roxy makes a difference.
She does.
You gotta respect it. And granted, I know we got some Dem people in here. I'm not going to diss Kate because Kate was doing a great job as manager of that game, that match. It just ultimately it came down to what you knew and what you didn't. And Jader didn't know more.
Right. And Suge, do you think that, like, I don't want to use similar verbiage, but like, Jader, he had a decent 2020. Janine, not so much. But now we see them face off against one another, and Janine takes the dub. Granted, all Jader had to do is hit his 5, and he takes the victory, and we have a whole different conversation. But is this what you expected out of Janine going into this match, or were you surprised that she went 3 of 3 in her round 3, and Jader missed his 5?
I mean, look, Janine's a veteran. Janine has always been great. She just ran into some of the best that's ever played the game. So it's kind of hard to base off her record, of how good she is, or, and Jader is the original fan turned Schmoedown competitor. I think this was because it was a close match. I think both player competitors can take solace that, they're going to get more. Jader's going to get another match. And if he can pull it out, then he's in a good spot. If he's 2-2 right now,
he's in a win now position, honestly.
I don't think he's in a win now position.
I'd
say like one more match. If it was bad, if the next match is bad, then I would agree. But Janine, this is where she starts to rise. She's had some issues in round 3, but that was more IG, and she didn't play her singles match against Warfather, was able to win. So now it's like, can she start climbing up from this point? Obviously, and I agree with Matt. I think Roxy makes a big difference. I think Roxy. You do need to give her credit. She's one of the best in-game managers. She's a great motivator. And Janine has a lot of support behind her within the Rockstar, faction. Stars. The Stars faction. So I think that Janine's in a great spot, and she can only go up from here right now. If she continues to get better, she's gonna, she's been good. Let's see what she can do. She's going to get another match. She's going to get a couple more matches now. And I think that's when she's going to prove, like, okay, maybe if she had not played the best there was in the league, it would have been a little different. Her record wouldn't look so, obscure. Whereas now she's playing people. She's going to be able to build. It's like a boxer. You don't put a 1-0 boxer versus a 10-0 fighter. You put a 1-0 boxer versus either an 0-1 boxer or a 1-0 boxer, and you start to build him. Okay, now he's 2-0. Now you play a 2. You don't put him against freaking Mayweather, his third fighter ever, professionally, And so I think that's going to benefit Janine a lot. And like I said, I think Roxy has made a difference, and that's going to also benefit Janine. So we'll see where she goes from there.
Like, even after that second round where Janine only bested Jader by 1, I still thought Jader had it in the bag. But again, the tale of 2 halves. Like, the first half of the match, all Jader. Second half of the match, solely Janine. But you get all them points in that third round. It's a 10-point. Like, that's up to 10 points you can get, and Janine capitalized and got all 10. And I thought it was an impressive performance and a return to form almost of the Janine that we had not too long ago. And Matt, I think you nailed down the head. Again, Roxy bringing, like, she's the best. She is the best in-game manager, 1,000%. Of course, the Shannon Barneys, the Winston Marshalls, the Tom Dagninos, like, they do great stuff inside the game and outside, but some more than others. But I think Roxy kills it when it comes to into the game. Jeez, her speeches alone have won people belts. Mm-hmm. So like that alone says wonders and speaks wonders. But with Janine in this one, I love that she's with the Stars. I love that she's with Roxy. Roxy can really take Janine to that next level. Maybe take her to that next level that Janine's always been like that glass ceiling's always been there. Hopefully she can burst right through it going forward in this season. And I wouldn't say Jada's in a must-win situation. Like what Suge said, if he loses a bad next time, then yes, it's a must-win. But I think Jada can take another loss or two. Not saying he will, but if he does, I still think he'll be all right. But if you end the season on a bad note, then we'll see the future of Jada Paramo.
Matt, can I just say that Chris rocks a pink shirt like no other? I could not rock that shirt.
It's the complexion.
It's amazing, Chris.
It's my complexion.
It's amazing, Chris.
Thank you.
You are a true hero because I can never rock pink.
No, I can't wear pink either.
I was talking to Amaru Moses. Shout out to Amaru, and he got me talking about Kanye. So I bust out the pink polo for the show today. So that's what I got to do. So yeah, so those 5 matches happened last week. Five matches, and we get 5 matches again this week. But before we do predictions on that, I kind of want to talk about the matches that got announced by our president, Grace Hancock, because she's the best thing that happened to the Schmoedown.
You're lucky I already got these pulled up. So hey,
I haven't pulled up as well, but if you want to run them down for me, that'd be fantastic.
Because I'm just on the Facebook page, so I'm just gonna share my screen and we can go through them.
Let's do it. Let's talk some matches before we do our predictions for this week and break down those 5 matches we got. We also have Shmo Me the Real on Friday. Let's not forget those or that show on Friday. But let's talk these matches. So, March 31st.
March 31st, we get the Boston Badass, friend of the show, Paige Fabretti going up against PG herself, Peggy Gubbins.
Woo, excited for this match. Excited for this match.
Right.
This is neither can do wrong. This is just going to be a great match. Mm-hmm. I just hope that people are going to appreciate, these two, especially Peggy. I am a fan of hers. So I cannot wait for this. Are we picking predictions now, or are we just
no. We're just gonna go through them.
No, these like that. It's another great rookie showcase for them too. But this match right here is this is something I'm looking forward to personally. We just saw Paulo Yama face off against Bibiani, but they do it again. They run it back on April 2nd. This time in teams. Final Exam and Shazam. The rematch. The rematch.
Keep in mind, these are the two factions that were at the bottom of the leaderboard this past week. Basically, are tied in for the same position right now. Have a match next week that'll help even further that.
Right. I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, damn. Paulo Yama and Lon Harris, one of my favorite teams to watch last year. Point guard, is that what PG stands for? Point guard, Peggy Gubbins. She's playing the one. But Final Exam, Shazam, real mouthful of a match with these two names. But it's gonna be a barn burner, and it will go down to the last question, 100% per usual with these two teams.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great match. 2 all-time great teams, and just remember, Final Exam was put together last year, so they're just now starting to come into form. Possibly, Shazam obviously is a great team, former champs. I'm super excited about this match. How will those singles losses for Brendan Kim-Meyer and Bibiani affect them in this team's match? It's going to be very important.
Right.
So let's see what happens with that.
Right.
Yeah, nobody wants to see who's messaging you, Matt.
I got no say over that, but
April 1st. We talked about this not too long ago. Demon Barbarian. Damn, Alex coming off that Star Wars loss. I think his mind's still with Star Wars. But Barbarian, it's the first match of the year. His first match of the year is on April 1st. This will be no joke. I think Barbarian. He's gonna him. And I want to see what Damon can do in Inner Geekdom. We didn't get to see him too much last year, and hopefully he can still bring that heat. But
you didn't get to see him too much. He played 3 matches. Played 4 matches.
I thought he played 3. Oh no, 4.
No, he played 4 in Inner Geekdom.
Live event.
The live event. Yeah. Show you right. He's good, but Barbarian's better. Next.
Really?
Oh God.
Really?
April 9th.
Really? What is you want to talk?
You just said that?
What, you want to talk? Let's talk. What? Dude, my man's gonna go be focused on Star Wars. He didn't know what he was doing with Inner Geekdom on Friday. Taylor in the chat. Should ask why I was on the show, but I'm making a small cameo in the bottom right corner. Yes, he is. You're damn right he is.
Right there.
But April 9th.
This throwdown. Oh my god. This is
a lot of action going on here.
You get the rematch, and then you get Howard and Smith. What some people are calling Kevin Smith's first true test, because Stacy has wins.
Yes. Yeah. This is definitely the most difficult challenger that Kevin Smith has faced. Obviously better than Jericho, better than Ziffler and Flaus. And I'm curious because even Stacey Howard on her worst days, she can pull the most random guesses out of nowhere and win matches. Yeah. Ask Eric Zipper. So like this match we look a great precursor for what we're gonna get in that main event ski. Collins Merle 2 already making us wait no time. Hell yeah, please give me more.
4 months later.
Yeah, this is an exciting match. I'm super excited to see.
I'm sorry, these are out of
Alex.
Order. This is a Facebook page.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm excited to see Alex defend and beat Dan Murrow for a second time.
Oh, you mean Adam?
Yeah. What did I say?
You said Alex.
Yeah, you said Alex.
Oh, my bad. Adam Collins. I apologize.
No. Hell yeah. I mean, we're kind of on the same wavelength, but we'll talk about that when we get there. April 30th, we did get the announcement of the Odd Couple versus the winner of Shazam Final Exam, and Kalinowski versus the winner of Damon Barbarian, which we kind of knew about the Inner Geekdom one, but this
didn't know about the teams. Didn't know about the teams.
Right, and we knew we were going to get a teams match in April, but it's at the literal last day of April.
The beginning of April and the last day of April.
Right.
2 matches.
So it's going to be 2 killer matches. And if it goes the way I think it's going to go, that's going to be a must-watch Battlefield at the end of April.
Moving on. Oh, shit. No, just go here. I accidentally skipped there for free-for-all. Oh, well, not let me go back.
It's the free-for-all. We'll talk about the free-for-all between now and the actual day.
Here. The rookie debut, though. This is what I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley the Cube Tingle.
Love the nickname.
Versus the Tyrant Ty Lieberman.
You know, Tingle part of Swag, Lieberman part of the Exchange.
I've heard nothing but great things about Lieberman. Let me preface that right now. I've heard he's the real deal. So I'm excited.
And again, it's another rookie showcase. We saw that not too long ago with Fabetti and Gubbins. It's another matchup I'm looking forward to seeing because I'm not too familiar with how these two guys do movie trivia, like how I'm not too familiar with Gubbins and Fabetti. Taylor Kleekner says Tyrant. We'll see what Lieberman does on April 7th. But against Bradley Tingle, he was one of those back half picks that Swag picked up. Yep. And Winston had nothing but good things to say about Bradley Tingle. Granted, that's what you're supposed to do if you pick up somebody in the draft. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. I like the Cube nickname for Bradley Tingle, too. That's pretty dope.
We got a Corruption versus Exchange match. Griffin Newman. This has got to be one of the rookies I'm most excited to see this year because other than being a decently known actor and one of the and Watto from the George Lucas podcast, nobody really knows what to expect from him.
Suge
and Mark Edward Hoyk is, let me tell you, he has so much knowledge that people are sleeping on. He didn't get to play a singles match last year.
No,
he only played teams. So
isn't this his first singles match ever?
Yes, sir.
It might even be his first singles match ever. Yeah,
because he's done.
Remember, he's the original. He's the original Beat the Geek. He was the original Schmodown before it was the Schmodown. So don't sleep on Mark Edward Hoyk. And Adam Collins talks majorly about him and how good he is. So don't sleep on Mark.
I feel like a lot of people gained respect for him after that horror free-for-all MVP performance he had. Which, I mean, granted, Hoyk did some great stuff in teams. Didn't have too much success with the teams he was with the person he was paired with, but that MVP performance in the horror free-for-all really put him in people's minds. And at the same time, Leo Logan in the chat says this could be Hoyk's first ever win. No shit, he hasn't won a match.
Nope.
Leo Logan in the chat, thank you so much. I didn't know that piece of info. And Downtown Griffin Newman, love the name. Griffin Newman, like you said, Matt, he's a decently known actor. We'll see what he's capable of in movie trivia. We'll see if he'll try to be the tick in Mark Edward Hoyk's plan. We'll see what happens.
April 9th, Eric Whiteley and John Hoey.
This Whiteley dude's getting a lot of love out of the merch.
I'll say it right now. I'm just going to rock with Whiteley because he's a Buckeye. So that's all I got to say.
Oh, ain't he? Yo, and I don't know too much about Hoey, so I can't really comment, but I've heard tons of great things about Eric Whiteley. So that this is another Star Wars match I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, Hoey's part of the Resistance podcast. So it's gonna be kind of awesome to see him play. He rocks with Lacey. Eric Whiteley, obviously from the Blue Wave podcast.
Wave.
You know, say blind. Is it blue or blind? Okay, blind Wave.
Blind.
So obviously he has a lot of backing. Let's see where their knowledge is at. Both talk about Star Wars on a consistent basis, so it's gonna be pretty cool to watch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right.
What's next, brother?
Oh yes.
Here we go.
Adam the Razor Witt.
When did the Schmodown become a sacrificial cult?
Yo, the long-awaited debut of Thomas Harper,
and he got Adam Witt.
They
April
are literally
14th.
serving Witt up.
Thank you, Corey Cameron, another fellow Buckeye.
There you go, Corey Cameron.
Literally serving Witt up
on a platter
to get absolutely.
Look. So for all my wrestling fans out there, Kawiko win this again. All my wrestling fans may know of a squash match. You know,
this ain't even a squash match. This is just a straight. This is like
be an ass whooping.
Yeah, like dude, like what do you like? I respect Adam Witt. What are you doing?
I don't want to. I don't want to just diss Adam Witt.
This is like putting Chris Lopez versus Butterbean. It just you're just asking for, you know.
Nice.
This is Nate Robinson versus the Logan brother. Witt's gonna just be laid out on the floor.
Big Paul. Like so, look, Adam Witt. No. Adam Witt. Nothing but love for you, brother. I think you're a great soul in the Schmodown. But like, damn, Thomas Harper.
Who did he piss off?
Apparently, whoever Grace, because she booked the match.
He pissed somebody off. He pissed off Grace or something. He pissed in her water, or he freaking took a shit in her scrambled eggs. Because, good Lord, this man ain't going to be... We're going to have to scoop up what's left of Adam Witt and then watch him beat Thomas Harper.
Dude, right. That was my next question. What if Harper loses his match? Right, Corey. What if Witt wins? Like, does the whole narrative...
What if Witt just TKOs Thomas Harper?
Damn! TKOs him, bro! Like, I'm scared. Lord. I'm pretty sure the fact that we just said that, wherever Thomas Harper is at right now, his heart just skipped a beat and his eyes opened up. He's like, they're talking
Thomas
shit.
Harper, no. Y'all are talking shit. I'm just over here. I'm like,
no.
Thomas Harper is about to go Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One on you, muff.
Look, I am scared of Thomas Harper in movie trivia, in life. If I saw Thomas Harper walking down a dark alley in my direction, I turn the opposite direction and walk away. Like, I'm scared of this man. Like, I'm so intimidated by him.
No. I love Thomas Harper. He's a lawyer.
No, he's great.
He's going to keep me out of trouble.
Multiple times. He's such a nice guy, a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And like, he was so kind to come on our show a couple times, but damn, am I scared of him. And that's why I'm scared for Witt, bro. Thomas Harper, April 14th. Good luck, Adam. Good luck.
I can already see it. Witt's going to be there cracking jokes, and Thomas Harper is just going to be like,
Right. Because my man's a lawyer. Like, he's already terrifying off the bat, but he's a really cool guy. He'll probably like just, you know, put Witt down slowly. But we'll see April 14th.
He's gonna put him down like a dog.
Just take him out back.
Didn't you just say you weren't talking shit, and now you're talking shit? Yeah.
No. I said I wasn't talking shit about Harper.
You see, but he don't give a shit about talking shit about Witt, though.
Yeah, we were talking shit about Harper. Nobody was talking shit about Harper.
I'm scared of that. I'm scared of Thomas Harper, brother.
Moving on. You got King Khan and John Flickpick Flickinger.
I love it that his name's King Khan. I love it. And a lot of high praise coming out of the exchange. Taking Gubbins in the chat. Harper's the real deal. You guys can't wait for him to debut. I can't wait for him to debut either.
Well, I know Harper's the real deal. I pick Harper all day, every day. Yeah. I'm just saying we're hyping him up and he loses.
Right. It's just a hypothetical. I'm not saying he will. If I had one phone call, I'm calling Thomas Harper.
I ain't even entertaining the idea that he loses. I'm just gonna be honest.
Matt's is trying to save face just in case Thomas Harper just interrupts our StreamYard, and then Matt or Suge and I's camera just cuts out. Like Thomas Harper could come through my doorway and just beat the hell out of me. But King Khan and John Flickinger, there's been a lot of hype behind Khan, and I can't wait to see the flip pick in this. This could be a squash. How good is a flick pick in movie trivia? We'll see. I know he reviews movies like a mother trucker, but Khan, high praise coming out of the draft from the exchange.
The dossier,
for sure.
The dossier.
There's a lot of talk about King Kong behind the scenes that he is the real deal. So we're gonna see what he's able to do.
Right.
I totally agree with you, Chris.
Moving on. The April 21st match. Jessica the Sleeper Slow. Did you guys have her on over on the other network, Suge?
No, we did not.
Okay. We'll just say Jessica the Sleeper because I don't want to mispronounce her last name. And
Sloth.
It's one of those two. And
we apologize, Jessica.
Yes. And Beth the Maniac May.
Nice. Another highly anticipated debut. Beth May stole the hearts of a lot of people in the Facebook group with her promos before the draft. And Jessica, she's been when she got picked up, she's been. I haven't seen her on any other after show. Jessica, if you like to come on an after show, by all means. But Beth, she's been getting a lot of hype, and the fact they put these two ladies together, I'm looking forward to it. April 21st, it's gonna be a good one.
Yes, sir. The deal breaker: Jacoby Bancroft versus the Aussie Jacob Blunden.
The Aussie Jacob Blunden. Jacoby Bancroft. He was part of the Fan League 4, right?
Yeah, he is the last member of the Fan League 4 who would debut at this point.
Word. So again, the four of them got some high praise going into the draft. They all got picked up, and seeing Jacoby against Jacob Blunden, and Blunden's with corruption, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Blunden, the first ever Fan League champion.
That too.
Yeah. So don't sleep on Blunden. A lot of people are high on Jacoby. And there's a lot of praise for Jacoby, but don't sleep on Blunden. Blunden knows the game, knows the Schmodown. He was a reactor, so he's been here, done that. He knows. So don't. It's going to come down to knowledge. Don't sleep on the Aussie.
Right.
I'm looking forward to this match.
It's be a good one.
The Godfather returns. The Godfather Drew McWeeny versus the delinquent Lon Harris.
This is where the party's at. This is where the party's at right here.
Drew looks like a madman in this picture. I just got to say it.
My man leaned up, looking all good. Drew McWeeny, I see you on Twitter. Like the Godfather's back in the Schmodown. We thought he'd never come back. Right, Corey Cameron is the heavy hitter right here. Lon Harris ain't no slouch in singles as well. Sure, man, it's all good. It's not like you're controlling the screen. But look, so McWeeny and Harris, they definitely have a lot going for them respectively. And I think McWeeny has a lot more to prove than Harris does because it's McWeely's return, and he's with the exchange top 3 pick to start the year. So this match is going to be really good. It's going to say a lot about these two guys.
Sorry, old man decided to turn on the surround sound in his room, and I'm like, okay, I got to go close this door real quick.
No, you're good, brother. You're all good. But your thoughts on McWeeny Harris before we move on?
I think this is going to be a heavy hitting match. Got to love the return of McWeeny. This is something I've wanted to see since he left. Right. And Lon is Lon. So
exactly. Like the delinquent, we'll see if he even knows who Drew McWeeny is.
We'll even see if he knows that he's supposed to play that day.
Right. We'll see.
I don't know where to go on this match.
Oh, April 28th? Brandon Hitman Hanna against the Spider Robert Parker?
Yeah. This is interesting. This is going to be an interesting match because Parker's got a chip on his shoulder, losing to Chance, and then you got Brandon Hanna who has a chip on his shoulder because he feels he deserves some more respect. This is going to be a very interesting match. I'm excited about this.
Parker will be 1-2 if he loses this match.
Yeah,
Parker has more to lose in this.
Oh, definitely.
Totally. Both these guys got something to prove, though.
Remember, this was also a match we were supposed to get last year if Hannah was still on the den at the time. Right.
And Parker's out here playing like, Hannah's been dodging me, but now here we are. And both these guys got something to prove. Robert Parker being like he was like the golden boy to start the season last year, and then we saw how his season panned out. Mm-hmm. And then Brandon Hanna's been like the butt of everybody's joke for the last how long? So Brandon Hanna trying to make his way back up to the top, and Robert Parker trying to prove that the hype was worth it. and that last year he just got off to a rocky start. So we'll see what these two guys are capable of doing, and they're making his way to the 28th. I mean, I'll happily wait for some kick-ass Intergeekdom action.
Okay. I think that's it, actually.
That's all. What's up, Roxy? There is one more match that we didn't cover on here that I want to bring up right now. It's on April 16th. It's Ben the Bandit Goddard against JTE. There you go, right there, brother. This match, this is one of my most anticipated of the whole month. The whole month. If I had to pick 5 matches, this would be one of them that I'd have to watch out of the entire month, free for all excluded. Because I mean, damn. The story, the promos, what these two guys are going to be capable of doing. 2 engineers of Christian, one like that, like, you know, both these guys got ties to the Schmodown that go way back or even more recently with Ben Goddard. So April 16th, I'm really looking forward to this match. Like, and if JTE either taking an L or taking a dub, I want to see where the story goes, regardless whether it's JT or Ben Goddard coming out on top.
Yeah, I think this match is going to be amazing. I think it's going to be. I don't think I feel like I think this is just going to be Ben Goddard just beating down on JTE because
you're just like, trying to get in a fight with Taylor in the comments, aren't you?
I mean, look at when you can't even say a dinosaur's name.
What do you talking about Triceratops Taurus tops? Come on, man.
Yeah, come on.
How long ago was that though?
The band is just gonna put JT back into retirement. It's fine.
Jesus,
wow. You know, let's just be honest here. He
did turn heel today. What the hell?
This honestly should even be a Patreon match. This should be given to us now, so we don't have to waste our time watching a beatdown.
We just had JT on the channel the other day.
On your favorite show, Really Scared.
I mean,
who has Evan?
Whose fault's that?
Leader Blue Scar.
Right. Look.
I mean, whose fault's that?
And again, just one more time before everyone forgets, the views of Suge did not reflect the views of Spin from the Real. Just let you know that off the bat.
I'm just joking around. I think
he says that not to save face people. He meant every word he just said. But on top of that, Suge hating on all things Exchange tonight. It's because Taylor's in the chat and Taylor's client, The Rager, competes this week, which is a great segue into doing some predictions for the week because we've got some kick-ass matches.
My man's been practicing his dinosaurs.
For what?
By the way, check out JT on Really Scared Talking Demon Night on this very channel.
Great show. Great show.
Video. They're talking about Demon Night, and again, check out their show this week. They have Gold Leader on the program. But let's
Taylor, when are you going to let me on the show? Actually, I'm scared of scary movies, so I don't want to be on your show.
I'll be on the show in a couple weeks, and I don't like scary movies. So,
for anybody. People don't know that, Chris.
Well, too bad. I just said right now.
Damn, you just ruined.
I'm not out here giving dates or what I'm doing, what movie I'm doing. GD. I can't. I'm out here promoting Really Scared like a mother trucker. And like, oh my God, Chris says he's gonna be on Really Scared. Chris, you can't say that. I can say whatever I want. Oh my God.
Chris,
don't try to condemn me. I'm out here trying to help my boy out, and I'm getting condemned for it, bro.
Chris, when can I be on your wrestling show? That's where I want to be.
This week, want to be on? We'll talk after.
Hold on. You still gotta get Fred on first.
Well, again, we're not having a production meeting here. We're talking Schmodown.
Yeah. So talking Schmodown, my bad.
This week on the Schmodown, first of all, I believe if the match already went out to patrons, I don't know yet. But the first match we get this week,
watched it. Video Drew and
I haven't seen it either. Video Drew and Elliot Dewberry.
I got the Video Drew.
Sure. Josh McCouga won. Oh, did I spoil it? I'm sorry.
I also have Video Drew. Taylor Click in the chat. Suge, we'll see if we can get you in. Check our calendar.
No, I'm good. I'm good, man. I don't go on scary stuff. Okay.
No. There's not one scary movie you like.
No, I hate scary movies.
I mean,
I've had a gun in my face. Didn't flinch. You see, when I see Michael Myers, I freak the hell out.
I mean. Like, for someone who takes up the moniker of Suge Knight, you're scared of a lot of shit, Suge.
I'm scared of scary movies. That's it.
Are you scared of Suge Knight, like the guy?
He's in jail. Why do I need to be scared of him?
But if he got out, Michael Myers got out. Like,
he ain't gonna fight. He ain't gonna find me.
Who's this man using my name? Suge Knight 3.
If anything, I'm pumping him up because people are remembering him. So he should thank me. Matter of fact, he should sign me to Death Row Records.
Wait a minute.
So then I could bring Chris Anthony Lopez to Death Row Records. You know, and then we can go. Then we can go on shows and be like, trying to draw our people to Death Row Records. You know,
right. We're trying to revive Death Row Records, and
that's right, Death Row.
I'll spit a hot 16 on one of your songs, bro. We'll talk about that later. So do we all have Theo Drew beating Elliot Dewberry?
Yes.
Matt?
Yeah.
All right, Thursday. We get two anticipated rookies coming into the game. Christy V versus Are you suckers ready to rage? I'm never prepared for that. I know it's coming, and I'm still not prepared for it. Christy V versus the Rager Rick Radis. Matt, who you got?
I mean, isn't it obvious?
Are you suckers ready to rage?
Suge. Who you got in this matchup? The unbiased opinion of the group.
I know that the guy is raging is in the chat, but
yes,
I'm going with Christy V.
Yeah, you going Christy V over Rick Radis and his client or his advocates in the chat. Leo Logan has Christy V as well.
I'm disappointed in you, Leo.
Oh, okay. Matt with the Rager, Christy V, the pick of Suge. I mean, for as much as I don't like talking about the Rager, I have him beating Christy V, and I'm only picking him because my homie is the advocate for,
and he's on your fantasy team.
And Rick Radis is also on my fantasy team. So what's up? What's going on? Give me some real late draft pickup for me. I'm so excited to see what's going on this week with Rick Radis, because give me some points, Rick.
And I just want to say this: everybody's doubting him. You go to the Facebook page, you go to Instagram, you go watch the after shows. There's only one person I have seen give Rick Radis love in the after show space right now, and that is the one and only PLD Paul Denuzio.
Well, Paul Denuzio makes bad life decisions. So
unbiased. This man's anti-exchange bias has been evident all night. You're true. That's fact.
You're right, Taylor. Chris has been showing anti-exchange bias all night.
I just picked Radis. Like, what are you talking about?
I agree. You didn't want to pick Radis. You struggled to pick Radis.
Yo, Radis, at the end of the day, is on my fantasy team. Peggy Gumman's in the chat. Family. Thank you, Peggy. Obviously. Yeah. Like, she has her ties to SPV.
For life. They have a fan league for. Get it through your head.
Wait a minute. PLD's a man of culture. Taylor Cleek in the chat.
No, he's not. He's a man of whiskey. That's what he's a man of.
No, wait a minute.
Peggy, we got to get you on here next week.
We do.
Match. Next week,
we do got to get you on, Peggy.
You on right here.
Yes, Peggy, we'd love to have you on Spin for the Reel. So we got 2 Radises up here. We got 1 Christy V down at the bottom. We'll keep that in mind. We got our little tallies in our little book. On Friday, the first of 3 matches we're getting on Friday, we got Paul Preston versus James White. Suge, who you got?
Ooh, this is hard for me.
Damn right it is.
This is hard for me because I am a Den shill, and normally I would pick the Den. 10 out of 10 times I pick the Den. But the Wizard.
I'll call you, Peggy.
Who has another nickname that I know him by, but we won't talk about that. The Wizard, James White, is going to take the power cake and leave him in the dust. I'm taking James White.
Lord Jesus. White.
Okay.
Yeah, taking James White.
I am going to take Paul Preston. This man's a powder keg about to explode. I need someone like him to lighten the load because he's not throwing away a shot.
See, Matt's out here trying to do his audition tape for Death Row Records. Trying to spit a hot 8 on our song, Suge. This one's really hard for me as well. Leo Logan in the chat, Preston needs to win bad.
This is precisely why I'm picking Preston.
Preston needs to win really, really bad. James White, though, he's a killer, man. Like, James White just got put against some tough competition last year. And, I mean...
He lost to Bibbs. And Bibbs went perfect in that match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. So...
And so, James White, the Wizard, my boy, I love James White. He knows it. That's my boy. We share micheladas together. You know what a michelada is, Chris. You know, because you have Mexican. You know, he likes a michelada. I like a michelada. We share micheladas together. My boy James White about to all over Paul Preston.
My God.
Sorry, Peggy. I know you're Den. I love the Den. You know I love the Den, but James White's my boy. So.
See, look, and Peggy in the chat, freaking Suge is about to ruin our chances of getting Peggy Gubbins on the show. But
probably I already did.
And JTE, like all these folks, right? But I'm also going to say Paul Preston solely because he needs to win this to kick off his this sophomore season of his, or not sophomore season, his third season in the Schmodown. Like, damn, all this hype behind Paul Preston last year, and it was like he didn't have a good 2020 at all. And I feel like being one of the Den's top picks, you need to perform now and to set the standard for the rest of your faction. Paul Preston needs this W. Like I don't like
ask ASG about Paul Preston. Okay.
ASG was telling me earlier how Demolanta wasn't an upset and how story don't matter.
We ignore ASG's opinions here from now on. That's all I got.
No, I don't want to say that. ASG, I still love you. But
that's right, Peggy. That's right.
I got Paul as well. I'll take Paul Preston for the sake of for Chris's sake. How about that?
Oh, so you aren't taking James White to try to tie up the standings again?
I'm not taking James White. I gotta play smart now. I gotta play conservative baseball over here.
So you're stealing my picks because notice I've been picking all of them.
I'll go first then. Like I was gonna go first, then you're like, I will choose. Like no,
there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that.
Because what? Because I'm sorry we have the same opinion.
I know.
I'll go first. I'll go first for this one. How about that? The pay-per-view. We got Battlefield Friday night, right before our Schmo Me the Real. Make sure you catch that on both of our channels, Schmo Me the Money and this very channel you're watching this show on. After the pay-per-view, directly after the pay-per-view. But I start the match because I'm pretty sure LSM Roka's first.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that one first. I have Liz Shannon Miller taking this W. Liz Shannon Miller not only because she's part of the Homeboy and the Heartbreakers. Gotta love Liz Shannon Miller. But I mean, I'm not rocking with this Roka hype. Roka obviously is very, very good, but I think LSM is just a little bit better. And just I don't need to explain myself any further. She beat Bibiani last year. She beat Chance Ellison to my heartbreak, and she lost to Adam Collins in a very, very good match. Another step down match from last year. All the step down matches are Adam Collins' matches from the tournament. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say. So I got LSM beating John Roka and putting a halt to the Outlaw.
Suge, how about you?
Shout out to Amaru out in the chat, man. It's the homie right there. Love him to death. Look at
Liz.
Look at Liz Shannon Miller. One of the best. She's gonna be amazing. She might be a future champion.
She might.
But I'm going with the Outlaw. Back in black. John Mother effing Roka. I'm going with Roka. He's gonna win. Let's go.
Oh man, high praise coming from Suge. Matt, who you got?
Taylor says I'm Fizstock biased. No, I picked Roka. Taylor, so
Taylor clicked in the chat. Roka hype thought better of you, Chris. That's the GOAT. There is no hype, just reality. I could name 5 players right now better than John Roka, and that's just 5. I'm being generous. Plus, come on now. And you know what? I'm not really scared anymore just because you said that. Matt, who you got?
Chris. There comes a point in a man's life where he's put in a position where he needs to go all out. John Roka's done that on numerous occasions. And that is why this Friday I am going with John the Outlaw Roka.
Respect. No, and I don't think he imploded the founding fathers. A lot of the I'm not even gonna say that. It's not even true. It's a toss up. Both to me, this is a real toss up. I'm picking.
This is the week of the exchange. I am calling it right now. Bob Finstock, Gucci himself, will be manager of the week this week.
Yes. No. Yeah. It's him or Kaiser, but yeah.
If the Rager wins and Roka wins, your manager of the week is Gucci.
Totally. No, I can rock with that. Is your mic muted, Shug?
Sorry, my mic was muted because I was saying blasphemous things. we know the Rangers not going to win, so Ben Sock's only chance is for Roca to win.
Oh God! Look, so
Christy V is taking that W.
Like V, either way, it doesn't matter. The second match of Battlefield.
I'm gonna quote RB3 real quick. Disrespectful.
Yeah, you gotta earn some respect to be disrespected. Okay?
Oh Jesus Christ! Moving on. The last match of the week. Last match of the week. We have the true main event of Battlefield: Ben Bateman versus Mark Riley. I'll go first because Matt's out here giving me shit for it. I got the boss, Ben Bateman. I mean, statistically, and just look at what the man's resume has been over the last year and a half. Ben Bateman's done some incredible stuff. Mark Riley, not so much. Ben Bateman said it best himself. He can't trust Mark Riley with a 2-point question, and honestly, at this point, neither can I. I will say Ben Bateman. But at the same time, that's my favorite competitor rocking right now. And
you want me to wait, hold on, Taylor. You want me to eat Danny Carvalho?
No, he doesn't know who that is. Does he? He doesn't know who Danny is.
He doesn't know who Danny is.
Is that what you want?
No,
because I could get Danny on here and I'll eat him.
I'd love for Danny to be on the show. But I plus Ben Bateman.
Don't worry.
Ben Bateman is the top pick, or he was the top pick of Homeboy and the Heartbreaker. So I also have to keep that in mind as well. I got Ben Bateman beating Mark Riley.
I got Bateman. He's got more to lose.
That too.
Riley's already a lower ranked competitor. If Bateman were to lose, that's 3 straight losses. He can't live with that.
Right.
Look at this is a hard pick because I am a Den Chill.
You're Den Chill. Mm-hmm.
I am taking Mark Yodi Riley to win by 1 point.
Wow. The 1 pointness.
Okay. He's living up to the shill part of the Den Chill.
Yodi Riley wins by 1 point, just like I called Andrew DeMolanta winning. Come back next week, and for sure, Tyler, you'll be eating crow because you didn't even know anything about the Schmodown.
Are you sure you won't be eating crow because you just called him Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler. Tyler Cleek in the chat.
First off, we all know I can't read. So Tyler, Taylor.
Corey Cameron has Riley too.
Thank you, Corey. Corey knows what's up.
Corey knows what's up. Corey knows what's up, but like Riley over Bateman, bro. If this was like 2016,
look at Bateman.
No.
Twice.
Don't give me that Reggie Miller, bro.
Twice.
No. I got Bateman because let's be real. Even if that is the case, Suge, which I'm not saying it is, but if Mark Riley now, from what we've seen, is nothing like Dan now, and it's not even a fair comparison. Like and the game has changed so much to where like Riley's victories in the past, I can just hear that in my brain.
Right, I can hear it too.
But no, it's fair, but I don't think Riley can check out. Bateman's cooked. We're cooked. We need to cool it. I'm talking about the disrespect. We need to cool it across the board here. Again, the views of Suge or Taylor Cleek in the chat do not reflect Spin from the Real in the slightest. None. So Suge, this is Suge's doing the guest.
Am I gonna be back next week?
Yeah, you're back next week if you want.
Wait a minute. No. Let's pull the brakes. Let's see how Riley Bateman goes, and then we'll talk about it. But then the Lil Logan in the chat, he picked Riley, not Preston, even though both are in the den.
Well,
Lil
because
Logan paying attentive.
Well, no, because James White is my homie. Okay, my Michelada brother. Preston hasn't been playing well, so that's even though I'm a Den Chill.
You know? I mean,
is Matt giving me the kill? Is Matt giving me the kill?
No, I'm playing with my beard.
Because all night he's been busting my ass to stop talking. You don't even want to see the private. You don't even want to see the private chat. How do you think
I am with Matt every week before you start popping up? Matt'd be like, Chris, shut the up.
Like, I mean the private chat. Matt's telling me to shut up. Matt's telling me to shut up. Matt's like, you're not the host. Stop talking. All right, bro. My bad, dog. I just give him my points.
No, and get your moves in. I really appreciate it, but yo,
I think there was even there was a message. He's like, you just cost us Saul, you son of a bitch. Like, my bad.
Yeah, dude, in the private chat's out here wilding for those watching at home. But just to recap, we top folks on top had Bateman. So Spin from the Real proper has Bateman. The person who's not Spin from the Real only a guest. So his views do not reflect those of the show. Suge has Riley. So we'll keep that in mind going forward as well. One more time for those at home, the views of Suge do not reflect the views of us here at Spin from the Real. Right, just keep that in mind. For everything that Suge has said in the last 2 hours and 14 minutes. So keep that in mind as well. But Matt, is there anything else we do before we wrap up the show?
No, nothing else. Oh wait, you said you want to talk about the FC. Talk about.
I'll mention it briefly. Yeah, I'll mention it before the show wraps. We have announcements on our first show, March 30th, for FCL. Brad Gilmore still waiting for the call. I'll happily call a match for y'all pro bono. Like I don't need any type of compensation because I would just love to help y'all out like y'all need it. But the first show, the card is Abby Corinne. I hope I pronounced her name right. Versus Jared Habon in singles. And that's the undercard for the main event. The big match of Cooper Barnes is going to come and make his Schwanon debut or his FCL debut alongside these other four, with the exception of Jared. He's been in the Schwanon, of course. But he's facing off against David Campbell, friend of the show. David Campbell.
How many friends do you guys have in this show?
A lot.
We like to think we have a lot of friends here on Spin from the Real.
No, you keep your circle closed.
But David's a cool guy. He can't, like. Were you guys
undecided as of right now? We might cover it here and there, but undecided.
Taylor, that's going to be my new show on.
Right.
That's going to be me. Start my new show here. I'll be covering the FCL.
Yeah, he'll be on Wednesdays.
Suge, and Leo Logan's going to be my Corey Cameron and Leo Logan are going to be my my co-host.
Whoa! Who's saying you have the all-star team? Like, wait a second. Like, you got to have the brother on here with Spin from the Real. Like, we can have Corey. Like, Leo, that's my best friend. He got to be on the show too. So Suge got to do the show by herself.
No. First, no. Suge doesn't do a show by himself. Okay, he gets the talent and he makes the show.
I mean, if anything, Suge, like maybe, like we can have you back on. Maybe if I think about it, depends how Riley Bateman goes. But the show FCL next week, we just got the card announced. Corinne versus Habon and Barnes versus Campbell. Again, shout out to the boy David Campbell. Because he was one of the most talked about folks going into the draft, at least out of the fan space. And he didn't get drafted, unfortunately, but hopefully with him main events in the first show, this is a big rub for him.
Yes.
So hoping for the best for our boy David Campbell.
But that's the show.
Damn right. Right.
Go ahead and plug yourself real quick.
I mean, there's not much to plug. I'm not really doing much, but I am on TikTok. Yes, I know. Usually you see dancing girls or dumb dances, but I'm on there throwing food videos and magic and talking Schmodown. I'll be breaking down. I'll be sending out a video tomorrow for Video Drew Dewberry talking about the match. I'll be breaking down all the matches this week and then breaking down the matches on Friday. Maybe doing a stereo with Matt or Chris over this week. And yeah, you can just find me back on Twitter right now. Suge9323. Hit me up. Always down to talk Schmodown, sports, whatever you want to talk about. Yeah.
And on Schmo Me the Real featuring Suge.
Damn right.
Oh yeah.
You already forgot.
I'm doing that show.
Yeah, we're going live on Schmo Me the Real directly after the pay-per-view ends. So after Battlefield, come back to our channel or go to Schmo Me the Money, and we'll be on there as well simulcasting. Make sure you follow us in the social medias below. Right below Suge, you'll see my social media, C. Anthony Lopez, Matt's WildMovies_Matt, and the show's Twitter, of course, Spin from the Real. Like the video, leave a comment once we're done. It really helps us out. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Real Entertainment, Real with 2 E's. We have a lot going on here. Follow us on stereo as well. Suge mentioned it. Hopefully we'll do more stereo stuff. Maybe that's where the FCL stuff goes. We'll see once the time comes. So I think we're all good. Yeah. Subscribe, please.
Yeah. And comment. The algorithm likes the comments, not the likes.
The almighty algorithm of YouTube. Yes. Please.
Oh, and for all you Schmodown fans, we did a real talk yesterday with Winston A. Marshall.
Damn right.
We talked about his career as an actor and just in the industry. Go check that out. JT last week on Really Scared. Just really fun.
Goal leader this week on Really Scared as well.
Yep. And as always, remember, spin from the real and not the peg.